Hello, internet friends. And you should be so glad you couldn't hear the audio of the last 3 minutes, because we may not like each other, is I think what I'm coming to learn.
Our pencil sharpener is terrible.
But we've got sharpened pencils.
Yes.
Barely sharp.
Where do my
Once
pencils
again,
go?
the Great Dane Society
stole
reeks
it.
of privilege.
Oh, I only had one good out of all three.
She took that one.
Oh no.
Get your pencils away from
Pencil
me.
Quests is going to continue for the rest of the, or should I say Pence Quest?
Yeah, Hold on, what was it again?
Thank you so much. We're so glad that you joined us tonight. We, it feels
busy
like
tonight.
it's already been
Oh wait,
a
I
full
just found my
session.
pencil. I'm sorry.
This is a terrible
That was
so
pencil.
classic.
We may just start over. It's going to be one of those nights.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, while they're doing that, thank you so much. We love our community. It's so great to have your likes, your subscribes. Twitch, you've been going crazy with the subscriptions. Yep. I'm even a subscriber now.
Yay! It was Hefner, wasn't it?
Donated.
Hefner is a patron of the arts. That is what we've come
And
to.
then he also subscribes to this show.
yeah. When he's not having statues commissioned from,
Fine oil painting.
his last name is De Medici. Thanks so much. And YouTube, thank you for the likes, the subscribes. One of our YouTube listeners asked the name of that piece of music that starts every one of these adventures. I thought it was Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong from the soundtrack to An Officer and a Gentleman. Turns out I was wrong. It is actually the evocatively titled Short Halloween Piano from, here comes a plug, premiumbeats.com. Because when you need beats, you need premiumbeats.com. So, Short Halloween Piano. Ask for it by incredibly generic name.
It's going to be that kind of night.
Yep.
Kubla Khan, you've heard about it on all our shows. We're still super excited about it. Friday, Saturday, all quests and chaos some of the time. It's going to be great. Friday, our board game party. Come play games with us. Saturday, a live recording. I now understand that the Chaos Agents are going to be playing Tunnels and Trolls.
Yes, I'm in favor of this.
I suggested Middle-earth role-playing, but...
It's a little too on the nose.
Candyland the RPG?
I thought you guys were going to LARP. That was what I...
I'd play it
Candyland.
once. I would play it once, because
well.
I've never played.
So, Kubla Khan, Memorial Day weekend, if you use a code that I don't remember, but
Thank you.
it's on our thing, you can actually get a discount on your on getting into Kubla Khan, which is awesome. It's a great game convention. There will be lots of paranoia. That's what I usually run. There'll be lots of paranoia games there. If my buddy Randall is running a paranoia game, get in that game. He's great. There'll be lots of Cthulhu games there. Some of the best GMs in the Bay Area run games there. So come play games. Don't play D&D.
Are you guys doing the big, massive...
We are not going to do that again, I think, for a little while, because, frankly, we're all tired of it. We did it like 4 times.
And to specify what massive this means, it's
My ego.
yeah.
Matt Steele, an amazing GM, created a multi-table RPG
Not Star
experience.
Wars.
Yeah, don't call it Star Wars.
get
Matt
super
got
mad.
really mad about that. But it was a ragtag group of not rebels trying to destroy a super weapon.
Yeah.
And one of them was an alien, and one of them had a laser sword. Don't call it Star Wars.
Yep. On the Imperium.
I love Matt
Yep.
One of
dearly,
them-
but
One of those was a hairy giant
Yeah.
beast that only talked like...
yeah, it had a crossbow.
Yeah.
Don't
On
call
the-
it.
And of course, there's a princess.
Yep.
Because
But-
why wouldn't there be?
But the
And
really
the
neat thing
Imperium
about the
Star
game was
Destroyer.
that every table would affect the other tables. So, like, my table that I was running, we were trying to kidnap the general who ran the place. If we got to him, he might send out an announcement to everybody that would change
Our
things.
job was to shut down the power. That was my group.
Yeah, so it was really fun. We're looking at other multi-table things at DunderCon next year. We're actually going to do a multi-table paranoia game. Ooh, we have several people set up for that, so that should be big fun. All right, enough talking about other games. Let's talk about Call of Cthulhu. So you guys have 3 inspiration.
Yep.
By the way, you probably notice that Sai has gotten much taller and less intelligent.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Sai is not feeling well today, and luckily for us, Thomas was ready to step in. This is why we have a backup character ready to go. So McGillicuddy returns just in time. It's like he never left.
But this time he is Russian agent.
I
Ukrainian spy.
I give it 5 minutes before I just lose that accent completely.
I give it 5 minutes before everyone leaves.
Give it 30 seconds before it
That was
changes.
that was almost sub moose and squirrel. That was like,
Well, that was good. That's where I was going.
Do you have to say squirrel before you get into the accent?
yeah. What's your
Squirrel.
trigger word for Russian?
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Moose and squirrel. So when we left our heroines and hero,
Ish.
I think using the word hero is starting to get harder and harder with this group. But when we left them last, they were, stop me if you've heard this before, they were fleeing the scene of whatever they'd done. They were leaving New York. I think you had stayed the night of the new moon, and you were leaving the next day.
Yes.
So you're on a ship, not the Royal Mail line this time. You're on the Cunard line, which is one of the faster trips there. It's probably going to, if the weather holds, it's going to be about 5 days across the Atlantic. And then you'll land in Portsmouth, and then you'll take a train, which takes most of the day, to London.
So we arrive in, what, the 1st?
31st.
31st, yeah.
31st.
So you are following the trail of the Carlisle expedition. This is like our Indiana Jones map. With
Low tech.
I really wanted to try and animate that, but we don't have that kind of budget.
Nope.
Time.
Sailing from the U.S. to the U.K. This is a map that does show you the path of the Carlisle expedition, so you can...
You're avoiding those 3 sea mines that we know about?
So on the boat, on the second day, Bells tells you that she is going to try and contact Jackson Elias.
Okay.
And she has she's going to hold a seance, and she says you guys are all welcome since you had connections to Jackson Elias. It would, that just strengthens the bond. And so she's going to do it at midnight in the U.S. So you're now a couple of time zones away. So it's about 2 a.m. on your ship.
And that'll be on the 27th?
Yes.
So
yeah.
we have a calendar now, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep track of when big events happen.
Are you gonna write Jackson Elias Seance in the
Yes,
calendar?
I am.
Like it's an event?
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's an event. And so is anybody not going?
I wouldn't miss this for the world. I get to
Yeah.
ask tons of dumb questions.
I was
Jackson-
I was really hoping Sai was going to be here because
I was hoping-
McGillicuddy had some questions.
I was actually hoping that Jackson Elias would show up.
I am honestly shocked that McGillicuddy has questions for Sai and for Bells, and not for Alexandria.
His world is kind of upside down at the moment.
Yeah.
Fair.
So
Yep. All right. So
That is true.
you come in, and her stateroom. She's pushed everything to the side, and there's a circular table, and you don't know where, but she got candles somehow, which on a ship are very dangerous.
Let's not talk about that.
All right, not those candles.
Yeah.
Getting some milk.
But
And
she has
cilantro.
candles set up everywhere, and she's sitting down, and she has you all sit down, and it looks like she's already laid out tarot cards. She's been doing a reading, and she looks really excited. And as soon as you come in, she brings all the cards back and shuffles them, and she brings one card out, and it's the Fool card.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And then she does another one, and it is the Knave of Cups, and that one has one solitary figure holding a large chalice. Their back is to the card, and they're holding the chalice up in like a praiseworthy gesture. And as she puts that card down, everybody make me a spot hidden roll.
Totally made it.
Did not.
Is it all lies?
Ooh.
Yep. Hard success.
I made it.
All right,
made it.
everybody
I'm
that
the
made
only
it.
one who didn't.
All right,
Sad.
everyone that made it sees a, let's see here,
Put my dice back.
sees a, to some of you, a familiar face. Maybe it's a shadow with the candles or something, but for a brief second, she is the spitting image of Silas Nkwane, the proprietor of the Juju House.
Ooh, that's no good.
She goes to pull out another card, and that card is the Dark Pharaoh, which anybody with a cult over 10 will know that's not a tarot card.
Right.
And as soon as she flips that card down, her face turns ebon, like stone.
And I like back up as far as I possibly
And, yeah,
can.
you don't even
back,
need a spot
back
hidden
hitting
roll
the
for that.
wall.
And she starts to speak. He starts to speak. Her voice is dual modulated. You recognize this is the face that you saw in that other plane somewhere. She starts. Her whole body changes, and her posture changes, and oh, there's a new toy on the board. The game gets even more interesting.
What are you talking about, Jezebel?
Jezebel has stepped away. I am astonished at your ability to leave massive clues as to where you're going at any given time. It's not even hard to find you. Nkwane found you like that. We were just waiting for you to use her gift. Oh, and you forgot this. He holds up one of your knives. You left this at the Juju house. This might come in handy later. So,
I have its twin in my hand.
I'm here to thank you. I thought I was the one trying to bring about the end of the world. But you are doing a fabulous job for me. Not even I could have ensured that Hilton Adams would die as well as you did. Oh, and he's dead. He snaps his fingers, and you are all in the electric chair chamber of Sing Sing Prison. And strapped to the chair is who you can only assume is Hilton Adams, because it says so at the very top there. But he is strapped to the chair, and for a very uncomfortable 5 minutes, you are all witness to the execution of Hilton Adams. As you're in the room, the sound is horrible.
The smell is awful.
The smell is incredibly bad. Each of you have some detail. For you, the detail is the smell. The burnt hair smell just sticks with you. For you, the detail is that his teeth don't stop chattering. And the sound of like tooth on tooth, like getting harder and harder and harder. And for you, it's the way that he totally silently, like his entire face tenses like he's trying to say something, but he can't. And it's just this... And for you, it's like he's looking right at you and pleading. Like his eyes are pleading to you. And there is the worst 5 minutes of your life as they keep checking to see if he's dead, and he's not dead. And the Dark Pharaoh is just casually lounging in a chair and says, "Just for you, I let him suffer."
So what does he look like? Because I've never seen him before.
Hilton Adams?
No, I'm talking about the Dark
The
Pharaoh.
Dark Pharaoh is it's like a basalt statue of a pharaoh came to life.
Okay.
The clothes are all rich gold raiments. He's got a crook and a wand in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the square beard.
Okay.
But anything that would be skin is black stone.
Okay.
Or appears to be black stone, but it's supple. Like you can see muscles moving underneath. But enough of this, and you're back. You're actually in his throne room, so you're now in a. Somehow you're both indoors and outdoors simultaneously. You are in a stone room with no roof and just stars as far as the eye can see above you. He is sitting on a stone throne around statues of himself. And every once in a while you feel like the statues almost move.
I have no recollection of.
No,
being
you guys
here
don't
from
remember.
Before,
No, for you, you've been here before. For everybody else.
But we
And
don't
I,
remember.
and I like glance up and they're like, yep, same stars.
Is there? I'm looking for any details that will
I
give
didn't
me
say
a
anything.
clue at any point about where this is.
All right, so you make me a sanity roll.
I did earlier. Failed.
Okay. All right. So what? So you look up, and the stars are not stars. You know, there's no recognizable anything to these stars, and you lose 1 sanity for that. Anybody else that wants to try and get a location point? I mean, everything feels Egyptian.
I start looking if I can recognize anything, because Egyptian is
Right. So
actually
you want to do?
really
Yeah.
just
Are you looking for language? You're looking for archaeology? What are you?
anything I can recognize, anything that would just step out and grab my.
Okay, I'm going to
attention.
call that a spot hidden roll.
Sure. I'm looking for recognition. Made it.
So this is entirely what a burial chamber in a pyramid would look like, except they always built a throne room in them in case when they came back there. But there's no roof. You know, this is open air, and the Egyptians didn't build a lot of open air buildings. They tended to
Protect from the sun.
yeah.
Excuse me.
So, yes, the atoms matter. Well done. And the cover that you gave the Bloody Tongue in New York, the having the police come to the Juju house could not have served us better. We gained so many useful slaves. And he snaps his finger again, and more of those zombies come in that are police officers. But as much fun as it is to toy with you,
Do I have my firearm on me?
you do. Oh wait, that brings up a good point. It's hard to smuggle firearms into the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
If you're rich, you know, you can sort of, the chances of your luggage getting searched are a little less. So the way that if you're going to try and sneak one in, it's first going to be a credit rating roll. And then it's going to be, so Belle's has like an arsenal that she brought. And then it's going to be a stealth roll or a conceal roll.
Gotcha.
And you're playing McGillicuddy?
Yeah.
And there's no way that
You might be able to...
because he's a cop?
You might be able, I mean, it would not be strictly legal because you're not really a cop anymore. But you could probably, if you made a credit rating roll, I'd let you pull some strings and have a buddy get you a permit. But you're welcome to... like I said, you can try. You two frequently travel this
Yes.
way. You might know, you can decide if you know this or not, but you might know that it's not like a felony or anything like that. They usually just confiscate the weapon and you get fined.
And with my particular trade, I was thinking that I had a carpet bag that was specifically built to smuggle my knives to and
All
from.
right, I'll give you an advantage die.
Thank you.
So you can.
Okay, so and if we didn't have it on the boat, then we don't have it here in Make Believe Land?
Well, actually, if you really want it, you have it.
Make believe.
So then I reach back and I feel it.
Okay, yeah, you've got
And that is almost more concerning
I'm sure.
because it's...
One more point of sand.
Because it wouldn't be there
Right, you know that
if
you
it
left
could
it.
do anything.
Right.
As well.
Well, that's probably true. As much fun as we are having, it's still important that I remind you that you are nothing to me. And that's why he snaps his fingers again, and you are in a very familiar backyard.
Hiding in the bushes?
Yes, you're all in her backyard. So I have a question for you, and I have the same question for
Okay.
you, but I'm going to start here. First question for everybody: did you tell anyone that you were leaving?
No.
I had to.
I did not.
Make a
Just-
luck roll for your husband.
My husband came with us.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
make a luck roll.
Whether
See
he
if
told
yeah,
anyone.
all right.
Well, especially his work.
I just barely made it.
Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
So somehow
I'd
he
like
got the time off, but didn't tell them why. Did you tell anybody that you
No.
were leaving?
Yes.
Okay, your family.
Yeah. I had to tell my mom I was going
Yeah.
to London on business,
Okay.
and then she packed my bags for me.
There's sandwiches in there.
There's totally cookies.
I did not tell anyone.
Yeah, you okay. So when you're away like this, who watches your house? Do you have like a housekeeper or a?
Yeah, I probably have a housekeeper that I've had for many
Okay,
years. You know.
sure. So in the backyard, you are in the backyard, and you quickly realize you are not alone. And all around you, creeping towards the house, are a half dozen people in black robes with very familiar clubs.
We're in the garden. I'm sure there's a back entrance that I can get to
Sure,
for my house.
sure.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Quickly.
You get to the door, and the door passes right through your hand.
This is not real. I do it again. This is not real.
Oh, no. You misunderstand. This is real. You are not real. And as he's saying that, the cultists start to break a window, and they are going into your house.
Can I walk into the house even though?
You walk right through the wall.
Oh, great.
You walk through the wall, and there are so the 2 cultists have just gotten in, and 3 more they open the door. So there are a total of 5 guys, and they start to split up, and they start to ransack the place. Make a luck roll.
There's no more alcohol.
It's all gone, man. For a second, I thought you were talking about in the building. I was like, what? Hold, please.
I rolled a 13. so
Okay.
No worries.
Your housekeeper is not in the building, which
Okay.
is to her, which saves her life.
Do I see her like through the window?
No,
or
you
something?
you like go looking for
Yeah,
her.
that's
You
what I'm
can't
doing.
find her.
Okay.
As you're doing that, they have got done ransacking the place. There is no. They have not found anything that they were looking for, and they are now starting a large fire. Like anything flammable, they're putting in your
I try to
in
stop
your main
him, but
room.
it probably doesn't do any
You
good.
just pass right through.
I scream at him. Nothing.
Delicious.
And I'm standing back, arms crossed.
Surely you must understand that in every game there are repercussions.
What have I done to you to deserve this? I've not ransacked your house.
He snaps his fingers, and you are inside that puddle of goo. And with you is a huge version of Francois, just a massive. And this thing.
You can't use Francois because we all like him so much.
Yeah, I know. All right. The Father of Maggots is like the anti-Francois.
Okay.
This thing is gross and horrible, and it is. This thing is just continually, for millennia, bashing against some barrier that is holding it, and it doesn't understand. It's scared. It's bestial, and it's like it can't get out, and it's just it has that sort of animalistic like keep hammering against this thing. And he says, "No, but you have done this to one of my vestiges."
Am I in this puddle of goo as well?
Yeah. You're not liking this.
Am I
Not like
Yeah,
it
you're
is a
all
bit
there.
of an
You're like-
understatement.
Where is this?
And I'm just like hunched over.
He looks at you and he says, "You've never been to Peru?
Why would I go to Peru?
It's lovely.
Do I recognize any of the writing anywhere?
It looks.
Is this
It's.
the
I mean,
same
this is.
stuff?
You are on the other side of that
Same.
pyramid. You are looking at the gold seal that you repaired, and like you see, so the writing went around, and the piece that you put in didn't have the writing on it. So you see, like you're looking right where the piece you put in was, and that's what this thing is just hammering against and hammering against. This poor creature merely wanted to be free, to share its gifts with your world, and you monsters, sealed it here.
Oh, I know what's going on. You're afraid of us. Why would you take an interest, do this, whatever this magic nonsense is, if you weren't afraid of us?
Why are you bothering with us if we're so beneath you?
The game must be played.
What game are you playing?
I'm playing the only game that matters.
I'm playing three
Mess with the
dimensional
humans.
I am playing the game that will bring my masters down upon this sad rock and bring about the end of your plague.
Yeah, mess with the humans. That's what it sounds like.
So you're just a pawn?
I'm sorry. It's sad.
I'm a messenger. I am merely here to ensure that when the stars are aligned, the portals open as they should. And my masters are able to celebrate.
So while some of this is going on, I'm just gonna pull my rosary out of my pocket and just start praying. Just
Nice.
lots
All
of
right.
Our Fathers and Hail Marys in that row. Then blink, hit Our Father, then go back into the Hail Mary row.
And all of a sudden,
And I'm still like,
Before, well, how many portals was that?
And what stars?
he snaps his fingers, and there are now 5 figures there. There's him. There is, it looks like a bat, but a huge, monstrous bipedal bat. There is the Father of Maggots is there. There is a woman, but just she weighs like 600 pounds, and it's not like healthy. This is a bloated, like sort of corpulescent woman. She seems has a vaguely Asian tint to her. If you make an anthropology roll, you might be able to figure something out there. And the last one is the most terrifying because it looks like the tattoo that Larkin had. It's essentially like it's the legs of a man, but it's then all mouth, and a huge bloody tongue like slavers out of it. And he, the Dark Pharaoh, when you ask how many portals, the Dark Pharaoh just sort of.
Those look like the worst designed beings you could imagine.
Designed?
Not very efficient, huh?
Yeah, I mean, not attractive,
Maybe functional. Maybe.
No,
really.
no. That's definitely not
You know, we
form
could
follows
really
function.
help
Not
you with
function follows form. It's all bad.
Your standards
All
of
bad.
attractiveness have no basis in the rest of the galaxy. I could open your mind to vistas that you could not even comprehend. But all the other figures are gone. The game must be played. And even I, terrible as I am, must follow the rules of the game. So, I give you this. When you find me, I will make you all an offer. I suggest you accept it. And I will tell you that your friend, and he points at himself, and all of a sudden it's bells again, is well on the way to accepting my offer.
I just walk up and slap her.
You slap bells?
Yeah.
All right.
And just wake up.
All right, you slap her, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden, like, she, like, shakes her head, and you're all back in the boat. You're back in the stateroom.
Okay.
What is wrong with you people?
I'm writing that one down. That is good.
We need to get some sage and some salt right now. Keep him away. I go and grab some salt.
We need to go to church.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to. Does the church know about this?
The boat has a chapel.
Do you look religious?
Pull out a rosary.
Oh, yeah.
Praying.
Do I look
our marriage.
religious?
She was praying.
Well, I mean, I know what your backstory
Well,
is. That's fine.
that's yeah. Don't play your
No.
character, please. You have one job.
Play my character.
She has a rosary and she's doing a ton
Yes.
of Hail Marys and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I'm sure you assume she's religious of some variety.
Belle's starts writing something. Like she's doing that like nodding
Yeah.
sort of, and she's writing something on a piece
Okay.
of paper.
I'm gonna go over and like carefully look over her shoulder.
She's writing the name Mickey Mahoney.
Over and over again?
She writes it once.
Okay.
And then she writes the name Edward Gavigan.
Speaking of names, the Baroness
Hey.
has just donated 1,500 bits for an amazing scene with the Dark Pharaoh.
My favorite streamer, the fan. So I already threw it out there. We have 3, right?
Yep,
Yes.
it's right
Okay.
here.
We have those.
That is 3 more.
Thank you, Baroness, so much.
Thank you.
Who's one of our fabulous moderators.
Yes.
as well.
Nice. She's the
Thank
good
you.
one. We learned last
Yep.
time she's the good moderator.
And our favorite villain, and our favorite G.I. Joe villain.
Thank you.
Yep, there it is.
They're still close to Amy. We learned last time that Thomas is trying to challenge Amy.
Uh-oh.
It's
Yes.
hilarious.
How many are you at?
He's got 2 Amy's. Yeah, I know. It's not.
And the Apollyon is back live
Oh my
with
gosh.
us. Thank
Wow.
We haven't heard from you in a while.
you. Good to see you live.
The Apollyon sounds like a
1,000.
great name for a.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to steal that for
Watches on YouTube as well.
one of these.
Excellent comments.
Thank you so much, Apollyon. I can't get the small ones out, so
Yeah.
there we go.
Yep.
But our G.I. Joe moment this time is not one of G.I. Joe's prouder moments.
Excellent.
I have gone on and on about how stupid G.I. Joe, the organization, was, and nothing proves that more than they hired a guy who, in his spare time, was a barbecue chef, and his code name, for some reason, was Ice Cream Soldier.
What?
And so, you're like, I wonder what his, because
I don't even
all their
know that's
names were sort of like supposed to be on
Attach
their
their
stick.
sticks.
Nothing to do with it at all. He had a terrible weapon combination. He was a flamethrower / rocket launcher guy. Yeah, the 90s were a bad. And his look for a picture of him. His outfit was like the 90s all over. It's like this bright yellow and red, and like, ugh, it was not good.
Oh man.
Yeah, the 90s were a dark time for toys. But that's our G.I. Joe moment for today.
Write that down. Ice Cream Soldier.
Ice Cream Soldier. Yeah, terrible name.
However, they did have articulating arms.
Yeah, well, excuse
Star
me.
Wars
I think
could
you
not-
mean Swivel Arm Battle Group.
Yeah, swivel arm. Star Wars could not hold a candle.
That's right. Star Wars didn't even bend at the knee in the beginnings.
Wow.
And I love the way they did lightsabers at first was the lightsaber was like a plastic rod in the arm of the thing, and there was a little tab that you'd push out. And so Darth Vader's hand was like this, and you'd push the tab, and his lightsaber would come out. It wasn't even like a separate toy or anything.
Wow.
Which, I mean, on the plus side, you never lost
Yeah.
it.
Fewer pieces to lose,
Yep,
sure.
or stepped on it.
Although the thing you did lose was the cape.
Of
They had
course.
Darth
Yeah,
Vader had this
attachable
cape that
cape,
was
yeah.
actually just a piece of plastic folded like this with armholes. It was terrible.
Like a Lego cape.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Squirrel and Run says, this G.I. Joe moment was brought to you by the Baroness.
Can we get that graphic?
Why? Come on.
That's a graphic worth making.
You need to bring back
All
the
animation.
Yeah, you need to bring back the and now
more
you
you
know. And knowing is half the battle.
The more you know.
It's G.I. Joe. That was their thing. We don't want NBC. Please don't sue us, NBC.
Yep.
Or Hasbro, for that matter.
We're being good.
All right, so you are back in this thing.
What? Mickey Mahoney and what?
Mickey Mahoney and Edward Gavigan. So those are both names you know. Mickey Mahoney is the publisher of that. What's his name? Jonah Kensington told you about. He publishes a newspaper in England.
The
Scoop.
yellow paper.
Yeah. He publishes a tabloid, really, in England, The Scoop. And Edward Gavigan is a name you know because it was on the back of that Pennywhistle Foundation business card. Bells looks like she is like, when you see that person that has the flu and they're like shuddering and sweating and they've got huge bags under their eyes. She looks like that, and she's just like shivering.
Let's find a blanket or a couch.
Yeah. You put her in her. You can get her in her bed.
Sort of like wrap a blanket around her.
And when we talk to her, is she her?
She is, but she's incredibly weak.
Okay.
And when you get to London, she's going to go to her flat and recuperate.
Okay.
And that's how you write somebody out of an episode. Okay, so...
You've had to do that twice now. I'm impressed.
So you...
And
What?
hedonistic Nihil
Oh, our favorite.
Yep.
just donated an inspiration
Nice.
to Ezra.
Yeah.
In case he needs it.
I always do. Actually,
All right.
I don't.
Let's roll some business. Let's
Barely
go,
roll
sir.
dice.
Let's do this.
No, I don't get Amy's.
Yet to see. Yet to find out.
He doesn't tell us if he does.
No, he doesn't.
If you use an inspiration, that means that you get to read.
He gets to
Yeah.
re-roll,
Yeah, I get to re-roll. It'd be more fun if I could make you re-roll.
It is because
If we start doing that, then we need to be able to spend one to make the DM
Hey, look,
re-roll.
my rules don't apply to your silly D&D games.
Yes.
All right, so unless you guys want to do something, the rest of the boat travel will be nothing will happen. You can, over the course of those 5 days, everybody can make one skill check for something
Okay.
you do on the boat. So, for instance, this is an actual thing in the 20s. There's skeet shooting off the back of the boat. If you wanted to learn some shotgun, you could take a skill check
Yeah.
in shotgun. If you wanted to read some books, you could do a skill check in a language. The library does not include mythos tomes, so you're not going to be learning anything in there. But everybody on this trip gets one skill check.
And I did want to do the checks for getting weapons into the UK.
Okay. Anybody else bringing guns or anything?
No.
I'm bringing my 30.
So you also
my machete.
you know, because you're a law officer, that in the UK firearms are illegal, but because of some bizarre rule, shotguns are not considered firearms. So you can buy shotguns at any sporting goods store because hunting's not violence.
It's just ripping apart an animal with dogs. Totally fine.
So I'm going to take a cue from our good friend Brett.
Oh no. What are you
what?
gonna get? Tranquilizers? A cane?
Well, I'm going to become a drug addict. What is the skill for hitting with a weighted cane?
That'll be
Wrap you on the head
we'll
with
call
a cane,
it
sir.
fighting staff. So
Oh, it's a new. It would be a
a new
one.
fighting skill, yeah. So you'll start with the base of fighting, whatever that is,
Okay,
and
which is 25. I
okay,
see.
so you'll start with that base. Although wasn't he a sword cane? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was, but
I
he
think
never
he was
used
a sword
it.
cane.
Yeah,
but,
so it would be like a really thin blade.
Yeah. But you can do either one. A weighted.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure. So you can take a skill check in that.
Yep. I want to try shot. I want to try skeet shooting.
so
Okay.
then I need to fail, or I just write the check
You're going to
now?
roll and fail it. You want to fail it.
Yeah, you want me to roll it?
Fail.
You can use inspiration to fail a roll.
Well, I failed.
All right. So you get a D10 added to whatever that skill is.
All right.
Shotgun is the base of
Yep.
firearms.
Yeah, which is 25.
So you can take that. Some
Oh,
skeet
yeah,
shooting.
definitely.
You add a
Nailed it.
D10 to
Yeah.
it. What skill do you want to?
Might as well do
that's
shotgun. Why
not
not?
All right. So base is 25.
Oh, I way didn't make that.
All right.
That's awesome.
Did you shoot the boat?
No, I rolled an 88.
All right. So you add a
Highly
D10.
possible.
Professor, what do you feel like? It can be a skill you have. It can be a
Yep.
skill you don't have.
Let's.
Spot hidden was no. What is it? Nobody has that you were all looking for. Was it listen or spot hidden or psychology?
It was throw.
Throw
Yeah.
is good. Psychology is good.
Okay, get this. The Apollyon has a sword cane, and it's heavy AF.
How about a little
They are heavy
What's your
AF.
strength?
Yeah, what's your strength? Oh, I thought you were asking the Apollyon what his strength was.
What is your strength, sir?
My strength is 18/45.
So if you had to put like a stat number on it, the Apollyon, what would you put your strength as?
On a scale of 3 to 18.
Oh, I should have just got the London Billy Club
There you go.
and the hat
Let's
to go
do
with it.
anthropology.
Okay, so you get a skill check in that.
Nice.
The professor is in the library.
Oh, I rolled 93.
Well, there you go. You get a D10 to that.
All right. 7.
And do you want me to make the credit and the stealth?
Yes. So everybody
Or-
who's
yeah.
bringing a weapon into the UK illegally, first make a credit rating roll. If you make the credit rating roll, you're getting an advantage die to your stealth. roll.
Okay, and I get an advantage.
You'll have 2 advantage dice
Right.
because you've got the. If you make the credit rating.
if I make the credit
Typically,
rating.
I go to UK a lot,
Which
so
I
I
did
probably
not.
have a hidden compartment in my suitcase.
Sure,
That's-
you get
that's
the
my argument.
you'll get the advantage die as well.
I did not make it on.
Okay, so
credit
you have
rating.
1 advantage die on your stealth roll.
Okay.
And again, advantage dice are an extra 10, and you take the better of the 2.
18 out of 35.
You have successfully brought weapons into the UK.
So I have to beat a 75. I did.
Okay,
Oh,
then
72.
you've got you have 2 advantage dice
wanna borrow one of
on
mine?
this, or you can just roll your 10s.
I'll
3
just roll
times.
them, yeah.
And this is a stealth roll.
Stealth roll. That'll be 47.
And this counts as making the
61.
stealth roll so we can check it? Excellent.
You'll know. I don't think credit rating you check.
No.
8. So it definitely made the stealth roll.
All right, you're good. You have successfully unbrexited that gun.
Well,
Until next week.
Yeah.
When they vote on
We'll
it
ask.
again.
We'll see what
Yeah.
Parliament's thinking
Yeah.
later.
They just haven't found their little hidden
All
compartment.
right, sorry, you 2 are not bringing anything in.
Nope, so
All right,
I'm not.
hitting
and
a sporting goods store
Yeah,
shortly after
exactly,
you
pretty
arrive on the
much.
island.
And I think the only other thing I would do while I was on the boat is try and figure out how to craft a letter to the powers that be, who understand that where I'm at, just explaining that this is
The powers that be at your job, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I was
Okay.
like, which powers that
Yeah.
be?
There's a few in this
There's a few
game.
The powers that were?
Yeah, so I'm gonna write it to what's his name? I was like Priest McGillicuddy. That's not his
Priest
name.
McGillicuddy.
Yeah, so it would be like Father.
Father McGillicuddy?
That's my father for Anderson.
Yeah, Father Martino
Yeah.
and his superiors just saying that the situation is more dire in the fact that there is that they're looking for basically like the end of the world and there are 5 portals and blah blah blah, and any research that they can do, because he mentioned where's my notes here? He mentioned something about when the stars align.
Mm-hmm.
So is there something to do with like
Astrological.
yeah, astrological, and then give him like the bipedal bat, the Father of Maggots, the obese woman, the serpent, and then I think that they have locations particularly assigned to them. Like obviously we know the Father of Maggots is Peru, and then I'm suspecting the obese woman is in Shanghai or someplace in China. And if there's a correlation between those two, and if he could do any research in the archives,
Okay, sure.
that's a long letter,
And yeah, everybody,
Full of,
everybody make an intelligence
full
roll.
of vagueness.
As you write that
do you
letter.
make it vague or do you
Make it-
Well, I make
explicit?
it sound not so crazy.
Well, okay. That was
I might have you
There's
make
a-
a sanity roll for that. See
Yeah,
what
that,
creeps in.
that was a very hard success.
Not
All right,
smart.
anybody who makes the success
yes.
remembers remembers that the New York cult and the Africa cult that you've heard about were both the cult of the bloody tongue.
Yeah.
So, the New York must have been an offshoot or something, Larkin had told you that he ran into the bloody tongue in Kenya.
What was the 5th one? It was Father of Maggots, the obese woman, bloody tongue, the bipedal bat. What was
Yep.
the 5th one?
The massive corpulent woman
Yes, I got that one.
There was only 4 portals.
The serpent
and the dark pharaoh.
And the
Yeah,
dark
the dark
Pharaoh.
pharaoh.
The Dark Pharaoh himself.
So then
Don't know where he could be located.
So I bring this up at like one of our dinners or whatever. I'm like, because
We have a table back in
Yeah.
the corner.
Yeah,
because at a
your
certain
waiters
point,
don't like coming by
at a
very
certain
often.
point, they're like, we'll just
But
sort
we
of
tip them really well.
to stay away. So where do we think the bipedal bat is located?
I don't know.
If we talk about, like, if we try to connect, and again, I'm just crazy here, but if we try to connect, totally having a moment. I'm like Cargill. It's not Cargill.
Carlisle.
That's it, Carlisle. The Carlisle expedition and the locations that we know that Jackson Elias was looking and that the Carlisle expedition had gone, like where...
So you've got, again, here, the Carlisle expedition went from the U.S.
Yeah.
to London,
Yep.
briefly,
Ooh, maybe the bats.
and then went to Egypt,
Yep, which is our Pharaoh.
and then went to Kenya. And that's where, as far as you
The
know, they
bloody
ended.
tongue. Yep.
But didn't you had something from Jackson Elias where
In
he
Shanghai.
mentioned in Shanghai, he
Yeah.
said he'd seen a member of the Carlisle expedition. He'd seen Brass Brady
Yep.
recently,
Yep.
like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
in Shanghai.
You know, where
But
would...
there's not a mark that goes to Shanghai.
That's
How could that be?
Because he's not alive. He's dead. He's a zombie.
Aha, I see.
It's a zombster.
Yeah, he's my new theory.
It could be fun.
Chat really wants to know if the Duchess is on board.
Please.
No, Rachel really wants to know if the
Was that squirrel on the run?
It was not.
Oh,
Who
man.
asked that?
Seth did earlier. I believe.
Duchess,
Yes.
yes. Well,
Speaking of which, do we run this boat out of cheesecake or no?
Of
Don't
course.
have Jackson Elias
Yeah.
with us.
no, they have plenty of cheese. You know, they're
Everybody's been stocked up for some odd reason. Like,
a normal amount. When a normal amount of cheesecake is eaten, they have plenty.
Okay.
When a Jackson Elias amount of cheesecake is eaten, that's when they start to run into. And as far as you know, there are no invisible people on this boat,
Okay.
and
Okay.
nobody dies.
Yep. No weird candles.
Bells feels like she's dying.
just keep throwing blood everywhere.
It was milk.
Milk.
Oh yeah, milk.
No.
Blood would work too. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jackson was throwing blood.
Yeah.
I remember that when he was
I'm hit.
out of his
I'm gonna bleed this way.
That was ridiculous.
Directional bleeding. It's a skill you never knew you needed.
So what were the other two? So the bipedal bat,
Yep.
Father of Maggots, the obese woman,
Yep.
and what else?
And then the bloody,
Bloody
tongue
tongue.
serpent.
And the Dark Pharaoh.
Bloody
Yeah.
tongue
So the
serpent, which is
bloody
different.
Well, so it was the bloody tongue
I
was,
thought it was the Father of
the
Maggots.
body of a man. It kind of looks like that.
Ooh.
Maybe not quite as H.R. Geigerish. It looks more, you know, the hindquarters are more human, but then the top is like sort of
And the Dark
90%
Pharaoh.
mouth, and the mouth has this tongue coming out of it.
And I pull up my notebook and I write, interesting point, Dark Pharaoh said he was a messenger. But is he also one of the portals? And slide that into the middle of the table.
Okay.
I could be writing traffic tickets right now.
I pull the notebook back and say, this is much more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you can always go home if you want.
The three of you
Yep.
make
I'm turning this
Psychology
boat, I'm turning this
rolls.
boat around.
Okay.
the three of you make psychology rolls.
I can tell you he's not. Ooh, so close to not being great.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everyone except me.
Well, I need to. Oh.
Holy crap.
Well, first off, I need to roll the correct dice. So we'll start there.
Nope.
No,
All right.
regardless.
All right. Yep.
Does anyone want to have one of us inspiration that? I mean, we all
My
failed it,
psychology
basically.
is not anything. I'm not
Yeah,
good at
I've
it.
got a 10. and
Mine's
it's not me.
42.
Wow. A police
Yeah.
officer with a 10 psychology.
Yeah.
You're that kind of cop.
Yep, he's that kind of-
I don't care why you're here.
Yep. So I'm gonna second
As Chat
that.
said, I'm the beat cop.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that inspo for.
All right.
Octavia?
Okay. I made it this time.
All right.
Come on.
Check that.
She's sliding notes into the table. In that other world, she spoke.
Other world she's
Yep. I'm so glad you picked up on that.
Why aren't you speaking with your own voice?
I pick up the piece of paper and go, I thought you hated us, and then slide it back in there.
More than one thing can be true.
You were just speaking a few moments ago.
No, days ago. I'm assuming we were just at a different day,
Yeah.
different dinner.
I mean,
yeah.
time is a mutable concept.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, basically.
but I probably don't understand that.
Yeah. And so I signed win.
Like before the Pharaoh, you were just speaking just a few minutes ago. Before bells collapsed. Before we got back here.
I think for a moment and then pull my notebook back and sort of twirl a pencil between my fingers for a second.
I'm imagining that's a knife.
So is she.
That's why I control the pencil. I can't do it when it's just a pencil, but if I think it's a knife, I control it just fine. Fun fact. And after thinking for a moment while twirling, it's like I write, I've tried out here, and I can't. And then pause and continue. Don't know why.
Well, considering
Sorry.
what we just went through, I'm not surprised. If there's anything we can do to help, perhaps some lemon water, some tea.
Lemon water.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Yeah, I'm like looking for our waiter at this point. I'm like,
They're all like,
yeah.
I kind of look out the
They
window.
kinda-
It's probably, noon or something?
it's it's lunch. Yeah. They
Good man.
happily ply you with alcohol. All right, so barring anything else happening, on the 31st, you land in Southampton. And then you take the train. Is this your first time out of the U.S.?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I've been to Boston.
No. So outside the US.
Because the U.S., as we all know, is New York City.
Yes.
You
all I
take the
know.
train to what is currently the capital of the world, London.
Home sweet home.
In 1920, London is still the largest city in the world, the
Okay.
most populous city in the world. It is, the sun still does not set on the British Empire.
I'm imagining Cy rolling her eyes at that.
It is waning. The empire is,
Oh, that wasn't your speech impediment for raining.
no.
I'm sure it's also raining because it's winter in London.
It's David waiting.
And something that is very clear to you two is that there's just a generation of young Englishmen that does not exist anymore after the Great War. The town is gray. The people are either older or very young. There's just a whole middle generation of men that has been erased. Anybody, 90%, some significant percent of people between the ages of 18 and 25.
I bet you we could math this. How many people are in London at this point in time?
I actually.
And I mean, some of the boys who are out there were as
Yeah.
young as 16.
But yeah, you both notice, because you've been here before. You both notice
Oh, yeah.
that you see the impact that the war had on London in particular, but England in general.
Right.
When did the Great War end? I'm sorry, my grasp of history is
18.
I
bad.
thought it was 18. I thought it was 19.
I think it's 19.
All right, chat, tell me.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's either 18
The
or 19.
Baroness is
It's one of the
Googling it
two.
as we
Yep.
speak.
Yes.
She's my Siri. Baroness, how do I get to Krispy Kreme?
Walk that way.
So yeah, the Great War is still fairly fresh.
11/11/1918.
There we go.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Armistice Day.
Oh, yeah.
November, but I thought it was 19 for some reason. All right, so 1918 it ended, and
So it's been about
6 years?
6 years.
I mean, so the
7 years.
5. Well,
and there are
'cause it's 25.
unlike World War II,
yeah, but it was November.
there aren't any scars really in England
Yeah,
in, for World War One.
it wasn't a blitz
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Now, if we were in France,
We avoid
bad things
France.
would be happening. But in England, so the city is still totally intact and totally a beautiful, magical place. But it just feels quieter. It feels emptier to you.
And is it polluted and smoky and industrial
Oh yes.
revolution?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. New York has not prepared you for the assault on your lungs that comes here. England is in 1925 has more cars than any other city in the world, more buses, more everything, and not only that, it's unlike say, New York or something like that, it has there's just a factory district in town that is just pouring out gouts of horrible smoke.
And the Thames is just so polluted.
Yeah, the Thames is an ugly orange color, and just yes, like for the first couple days you're here, your lungs, it's like
protest,
it's like visiting LA back in the day,
Or China.
or China now.
China last week.
LA I've been to, China I haven't. So you are in London. You are people of means. You can stay. You have a flat.
I do.
Bells, as soon as she gets off the boat, goes to her flat. She gives you the address. But
Closes and locks the door.
yeah,
quietly.
that's right. Yeah. But she wants to be alone and recuperate.
Okay.
When she left, she looked just as bad as she did when she was on the boat. She was still in a flu. It looks like she has the flu, and she feels really weak.
Give her my phone number for the home here.
Okay. Is your home in London, or because your parents live in Derbyshire?
That's right.
Which is, a ways out of London.
It's about 45 minutes?
It's a train ride.
At least,
from,
yeah. Okay. So,
Well, and I also give her. I think about it for a moment and decide, and then give her the address of my flat.
Well, that's it. So she gives you her address. In London, you send the mail is delivered 3 times a day in 1925, and so you'll send a letter and you might get a reply back that day. Telegrams never really took off in London because the British Post was so good.
Interesting.
Inside London.
Sure.
In New York, I'd send you a telegram in New York because I know I'd get a response in like an hour. But in London, the Post is
It's just that good.
In 1925 was excellent. There are also, just more news. There's 10 daily newspapers that are major newspapers in London. It is a cottage industry in 1925. The Scoop is not one of those major newspapers, but you can find a copy of if you want. You can find a copy of the Scoop. It's all sorts of lurid, it's on the inside back page is like a picture of a lady in bloomers, and it's.
Oh my God! Did my ex character did Emma the Sixth work for the Scoop?
By the end, yes, I think that was who she was working for.
Sounds about right.
they had penny pages or penny.
Yeah. You can find. So
dime novels and penny dreadfuls.
Yes, indeed.
So people of means often would there's like the Ritz, there's the Waldorf, there's a bunch of very nice high-end hotels. There are any number of different places that you can stay.
There's probably places that have gone there before. I mean, this is
sure,
where
yeah.
I'm from.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You've you normally stay.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if I didn't have a permanent place. We go here every year.
So you normally stay at the Mayfair.
So we just stay.
Yeah, you stay at a hotel
Right.
because someone else takes care of everything. Your husband is already at the train station. He's calling the Mayfair.
Okay.
And do you think it's reasonable for us to stay there? I mean, I'm not with
Yeah, is there something for
should
people
we
like me?
travel expense it?
Cops?
Should
the
we
cop
put it?
salary?
Well,
I was thinking of getting multiple hotels
Okay.
and having my husband go there because that's where he usually goes. He'll be
Multiple
safe there.
hotels?
Yes. My husband's
Don't even
going
look
over there.
sideways at
We're
her.
going to go here.
I'm going to offer Emma a spot on my sofa, basically, and be like,
Okay.
if you basically right out, if you don't want to deal with it, I have a sofa.
Okay. Because I don't know if I can afford the hotel.
The Mayfair
can
is
get the
quite
hotel.
expensive.
Don't worry about
and
it.
not only that, if it's worth it to expense it back, would we rather utilize?
Well,
our
that's the
money?
other thing is you can you've got the setup with
With the lawyer.
Lawton.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. but-
I was just looking for it. I was like, what?
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
You've
what
got an
do I
expense
mean?
account.
Yeah.
Yes.
They filled you in on the boat.
Are
about
we
the-
working?
Yes.
Are we getting paid?
No. Carlton Ramsey.
Yeah.
Carlton Ramsey. Yeah. You're not really getting paid, but your expenses are being covered.
Which is the same difference, really.
Right. I'm just.
We're private investigators. We have a duty to
Why?
help
What's
solve
wrong?
this.
We have to find out who killed Jackson Elias. And we
We're doing
obviously
this
have to
Who's-
stop.
Do I know who Jackson Elias is?
You should.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was one of the murders.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was
And
one
we're
of the
following his trail
one of the Hilton Adams
investigation.
murders.
And he was following the Carlisle expedition, so we're on his trail.
Oh.
You must have.
I was
What, you
just
travel-
trying to escape New York. I didn't know this was a thing.
Are we at the train station? Just like later. Good luck to you, sir. You've escaped New York. Congratulations, accomplishment.
You've escaped New York.
Well, I mean,
That's like the worst escape room ever.
Kurt Russell.
I mean, if it's okay.
Wow, that sounds like a commitment to the group. Are you in or you out?
So are you? So you guys are actual, like, private eyes or a group of?
That's
You were
correct.
doing.
We prefer problem solvers.
I'm twirling a pencil between my fingers.
Yes, we were tasked with a mission. We accepted the challenge and the money that comes with it.
Who gave you the mission?
Jackson Elias.
Dead man.
Yeah. It's not crazy. It was his dying wish.
And I sort of look at him for a moment, and then pull out my notebook and say, "You know full well Hilton Adams didn't kill him. Don't you want to help us find out who did?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Okay. And our rooms are covered.
That's what's important. So the Mayfair is in Westminster, which is over here. It is a lovely 5-star intercontinental hotel. It is probably the nicest place you've ever been in. It's white glove treatment all the way. You can easily find, if you go to like Soho or something, you can find cheaper, more downscale. If you really want downscale, you could go to like Berwick Street, which is where the jazz clubs are and that sort of thing.
Whereabout would my flat be?
Well, I mean, you're an opera singer.
And would have gotten it while I was still.
Yeah, I would
A debutante.
say your flat is in Notting Hill.
Okay.
So you're it's an up and coming neighborhood. You bought, you got it when it was still a little shaky, but it has come up, and Soho is still mainly immigrant and is definitely the seedier part of town. So are you going to book more than one hotel, or?
I don't know. Tough call.
Well, and like I said,
Yeah.
You have a spot on my sofa.
Yeah, and I'll
if you
take
want
her
it.
up on that. It seems to be more comfortable.
Than the
Place-
Mayfair?
Yeah, well, I mean, for
In
me,
your own room at a 5-star
Yeah.
hotel.
More-
That must be one heck of a couch.
more comfortable.
A, it's one heck of a couch, and B, for people like us, the high star treatment is still a
Is
little
a little
uncomfortable
weird.
for Alexandria.
You traveled in some fancy
Yeah.
circles.
Yes, it's still uncomfortable for her in some ways.
Okay.
But to live in Soho for me on a couch is.
I'm gonna steal a robe. I'm gonna go the full 9 yards.
McGillicuddy's in the mini bar. They just give you this stuff.
Walking around with the mini bottles in your robe pockets. Walking around the hotel in the slippers, ordering people around with your cane. Ordering people with your cane.
Anybody who wishes to
You, sir.
can buy a shotgun.
Of course.
Literally,
Yes.
the only check you go through is
I don't wear
actually,
glasses.
anybody who wants to buy a shotgun that is not Dave, make a luck roll.
Oh boy.
Many stores will not sell.
Can I keep that?
Sure.
Okay.
Many stores will not sell to women.
Yes, I made it.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
me too.
you found the progressive hunting.
I mean,
store.
if I really needed to, I would disguise myself as a
buy a
boy and just go.
I mean, they can buy you when they made it. So yeah, you can all buy a shotgun, no problem.
Fantastic.
Shotguns do 2d6.
Yep.
English hunting shotguns, the base is 25, 25%.
Yep. And then because I practiced, I
Right,
have a
if you
26.
practiced, you've got a higher one.
Is that long gun or is that shotgun?
That is shotgun.
Yeah, it's rifle / shotgun.
And then can we
So
get
it's
the
the
range?
What's the range?
I don't care. rules.
Yep. And
Not
then-
as good as a rifle. And English hunting shotguns are fire.
Yep. Plug load.
So
not
it's
the
2
double
shots,
barrel.
basically.
Okay.
You have a double barrel shotgun.
And then I'm
These
gonna get
are
a-
hunting weapons.
All right, and a box of ammo.
Yeah. Normally, hunters will have more than one shotgun, and they'll fire their 2, and then they'll get another one, and they'll fire it. You know, they have a servant to hand them their second.
How many rounds in a box?
If you buy 50 shells, but the next time we track ammo will be the first time.
That's true.
Yep.
And then I also
That's not what's fun about these.
He runs rules light, and we appreciate it.
and I just need to go out and find a cane.
You can easily find a weighted cane. Do you want a cool header on it? What is the cool
I mean,
header?
of course. If it's not a skull, I'll be very disappointed in you.
There's one that has a pharaoh's head.
Nope.
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 He'd love
I'm
you for
thinking
that.
about
Shamrock McGillicuddy. Shamrock.
If you have that anywhere around me, it's going in the Thames.
Okay. I'm
Nice
thinking
holy symbol on it.
a
Positive.
Sasquatch head.
Sasquatch head.
What does that look like? You draw it out because draw it out for the gentleman.
Is that your face? You're gonna hit him with
I believe it. Bigfoot.
Role play that. Role play that immediately.
The guy
I
at
need
the
that.
store, when you come in, you tell him,
Like a
he's like,
Role play it.
yeti.
It's a Yeti head?
I could do a
Himalayan yeti.
gorilla.
A gorilla, yes.
Sir?
Yes, a gorilla would be fine.
Okay. It'll be ready in a few days.
Okay.
Sasquatch, you say?
Is that a short-haired gorilla or a long-haired gorilla?
It's like a gorilla. Slightly longer hair.
Is it slick back?
Sort of.
Use a little gel.
Sort of a little more man-like than a gorilla.
So we're gonna go with the gorilla then, sir.
Okay, gorilla.
Right.
And like have it weigh like
Yes, of course.
a few kilos.
I understand. It'll be
Nice.
nicely weighted
Nice,
stuff.
yeah.
Don't you worry.
Okay,
So that'll be ready in a couple days.
excellent.
Are you gonna pick something up until then?
I have a shotgun.
A loner.
Loner cane.
Like a little medical cane.
They give you the sword cane until your real one's ready. So it is Sunday evening. Yeah.
Oh, before we jump ahead, I did want to be clear. So we have 2 hotels, or do we just have the one?
Right now, as I understand it,
one
we have
hotel.
one.
I really want to have 2 separate hotels, and here's why.
Just wait until we mess
Oh, we
up
know
the first
exactly
one.
why.
Every time we don't, okay, they know we're going to be at this hotel, right?
Who's they?
Who's they?
We haven't.
Somehow or other, we're leaving breadcrumbs. I mean, do you remember?
And will we not leave
He said-
breadcrumbs to a second hotel?
Not if we check in an other name. We don't have to use the names. I'm just saying, we
How do
really
they
need to be a
know?
little more careful.
He said.
Hold on.
didn't he
Who's
say-
the they?
The Dark Pharaoh. Didn't
Okay.
he say that he was using
Magic?
Bells. And I write that and hold it
Yeah,
up.
Bells did her. I can't believe she
Seance?
does magic. Yeah, her magic or her dark arts or whatever it is she
It's
does.
called a seance.
Seance, but her powers. That's what he could track.
But he said that others found us rather easily too. I mean, they were just waiting for
Well, I mean,
us
you
to come back from.
you gave your name to people.
Yeah.
You gave,
Bribe
in one
small
case, you
children.
gave your
I'm just-
address to
yeah.
people.
I'm just saying, we need.
It's easier to find somebody who has an address in the phone book than it is to find, like, the hotel stuff is a little trickier.
Yeah, so I'm going to be easier to track, which is why I hesitated before I gave Bells my address.
Yeah, if you have an actual fixed address in the phone book, then, if they know your name, they can find you.
That said, in the phone book, it's not under Alexandria Hartford.
Okay, so you can be unlisted.
That's true.
So for now, it's just the Mayfair, or do you want to book another hotel?
I want to book another hotel.
All right.
I also want to not
Do you?
I mean, is this a good
dress the way we've been dressing. I mean, we gotta really step it up a notch. We're being watched. We need to figure out a way to be a little more on the DL.
Oh, I think that if we had
So
an
buying
expense account-
shotguns.
Exactly, is the best first step.
That's great.
Well, perhaps we shouldn't be doing our shopping out in the open.
Oh, jeez, that was a waste.
This is London. I am sure that there's a criminal underworld here that we could
That'll come back.
That you could join.
I don't know how this works. I don't know how any of this is
First of
supposed
all,
to work.
we're not criminals. Second of all, I didn't know the underworld was a club that you're just like, here's a
You remind us of something.
It's not
there's
an
this
underground
writer
club where
we
you can
know.
go get shoes and you can go get.
That would be
sport coat.
amazing. Their fee for that.
I just give McGillicuddy sort of a dirty look out of the corner of my eye.
I don't know how this works.
And I write, not like that.
You know of, you can find sort of, you can find a 4-star, 4-star hotels
Oh, easily.
that are not quite as nice as the Mayfair, or you can find a slightly seedier place if you want to get,
Really unnoticed.
right.
And so I look at Octavia and I write, how much are you willing to slum?
Yeah.
I grabbed that.
Actually, put the word husband willing.
Yes.
He's staying at the
Yeah.
Mayfair.
I was like,
Husband,
whatever.
no. Husband here.
I just look at her and then write, you can talk,
Do you say that out
I
loud?
know the
'Cause
note
that'd be
card space I
priceless.
can get.
No, I don't. I just write, you can talk,
Sometimes silence is golden.
Your husband has made it clear that he's going to this is a loaded term these days, but it was not in the 20s. He's headed to a gentleman's club nearby. In London, there were a number of supper clubs that were men only.
I'm trying to remember what the one in Sherlock Holmes was. I can't remember at the moment.
The one he's going to is called the Diamond Head Club.
Okay. Okay.
Diamond Head McGillicuddy.
It's a great underground
instead
name.
of the Sasquatch.
Oh, I see. You call the guy up.
Shoot, what was it?
Going in a different direction.
Yeah.
Bother me.
There's a change order fee.
So you can find the Essex is a perfectly good, standard hotel. It's so the Mayfair is in Westminster. This is more kind of in London proper over here.
All right, so I write the Essex is a reasonable hotel, not quite slumming.
That's fine.
And you check in under different names.
I go to a thrift shop or a secondhand store.
Right.
And I buy
Charity shops.
Quite
They're called charity
few.
shops in the UK.
outfits
Sure.
for myself and
I would like to go with you and get not in cop clothes.
Yep. We have a montage of all sorts of
Shopping.
clothes being bought.
The clothes kind of look the same for me.
And then you'll get reimbursed, so we're not even going to bother with the money. And that pretty much burns the rest of the 31st. The first, sorry. Are you staying?
We have a calendar now.
Yeah.
I love being able to keep track of this.
Are you staying
This is nice.
at the Mayfair or at the Essex?
at the Essex.
I'm not going to
everybody's-
start there until we burn some bridges.
Staying at the Mayfair while you can?
No, I'm going to stay at Alexandra's house.
Okay.
I'll stay at the new place.
All right, the Essex.
Yeah.
All right. The Essex is not white glove, so there's no
Wandering around in robes with
Yeah.
a
There's
mini bar in your
yeah,
pocket.
but I mean, it's still very nice. It's still very nice.
I mean, it's a 4-star.
Sheets with some kind of like bug spray.
shared bathrooms, which is a little gauche, but what are you gonna do? Okay. It is Monday the 2nd. The morning dawns, as most London mornings do, gray and
Cold, raining.
dreary. And when you look out your window, you just see a sea of black umbrellas and gray coats sort of flowing towards downtown.
Are we going to get together this morning? And
Yeah, you'll have breakfast at the Essex. Maybe
Yeah.
you guys come to the Essex.
because I'm going to recommend some letter writing campaigns, as I do.
To whom?
Well, we should look and we should send all post to try and make an appointment with Mickey, obviously Mickey, and then Edward Gavin. And then also we should find out if your house really burnt down. And then I would also like to write a letter to the New York State, and you could probably do this, to find out if Jackson Elias actually was executed or not.
Hilton Adams.
Hilton Adams, that's it. Sorry, Jackson.
So you'll get the Times will show up in about a week. It shows up, like in about.
Would it be news though? Would it be newsworthy?
Yeah, it would.
A socialite's house burning down is always news.
Okay.
And a man being executed for running a gang / cult certainly will be news. The Times will come over on boats and sort of get spread around.
Okay.
There will it might not be news, so you might not see it in like the London papers, because it would come over the wire and they would decide to run it or not.
The house burning down, probably not, but the leader of a cult being executed might be. Get like a teeny tiny.
I mean, the only thing they might run, the only reason they might run it is because they love, they love those
fun of
barbaric American
Americans,
stories.
Exactly.
Well, could we go to a newspaper and
Ask
Yeah, or
them
I mean,
over the wire.
Well, we could
Mickey
also-
Mahoney
yeah.
runs a newspaper, so he'd probably, when things come over the wire, he is the wire.
right?
The wire. Dun dun.
So we could go there first.
Hopefully, he's not season 5.
Yep. Because I'm assuming here
That's fine.
proper form is to write and request.
like 10 years old.
I'm only on season 2.
Not request an
I
audience.
haven't seen
but,
any. You're ahead of me.
Write and request an appointment.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the proper thing to do.
for a tabloid, you're not sure you need to do that.
Okay.
I could show up with Sasquatch
But
cane, and
the
that's the story.
and people are like, I don't know what that is.
but for the Pennywhistle Foundation,
Yeah.
you think that's entirely appropriate to write and ask for, and you figure like the professor could be cover there because
Yep.
you know of the Pennywhistle Foundation and their work.
I'm sad we weren't able to meet up with Erica Carlisle before leaving, but
You could send her a telegram or something, if you wanted to.
Invite her to London.
Or you could just, if you wanted to telegram her a question or two, I'd give you. It would be a luck roll to make sure that you phrased it in a way that was innocuous enough that she wouldn't think it was like. But since you made that crazy roll, I'll let you do that. You can ask her 2 questions. So make a luck roll.
okay. That was a crazy roll. Yes.
Okay. What's the first question you want to ask her?
I'm going to put it to the group because I'm
crowdsource this.
outsourcing my brain on this one.
Don't ask me. I don't know anything that's happening.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm like, what were
You wanted to know something about the woman.
She is connected to
Yeah.
the
Carlisle,
She is connected to the Pennywhistle Foundation in some way. I was wondering if one of the things we want to do is see if we can get her to telegram to Edward Gavigan and help us get into the insider's track, as opposed to just whatever.
What would be a good reason?
Because
You made the luck roll. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
You don't
okay,
need to.
well, when and it would be because of Octavia's
The house burning down?
Egyptology studies too.
Okay, well,
What are we
Yeah.
saying and what are we not saying to people? Who was the Carlisle expedition?
Robert Carlisle, he was...
Roger.
Or Roger.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We do that all the
Always
time.
do that all the time. Roger Carlisle, he's the gentleman that died, allegedly. He was in Cairo.
We don't say the word allegedly. He's really supposedly dead. Allegedly.
In Cairo?
And
I thought he died in Nigeria or wherever.
In
Kenya.
Kenya.
That's it.
Kenya.
and
he
you know
went to
that there
Cairo
were
first and then Kenya.
there were 5, maybe 6 now, from what you've heard members. But the 5 you know of are Roger Carlisle, Erica Carlisle's brother, Sir Aubrey Pennywhistle, who ran the Pennywhistle Foundation is of his name, Dr. Robert Houston, Hypatia Masters, who was the photographer along, and Jack Brass Brady, who was Carlisle's sort of
Cowboy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Boy, yeah.
So I would like to get us into the Pennywhistle Foundation, into the insider track,
And then
with
the
her.
mystery woman.
And then the mystery woman, and I'm not sure how to phrase that without being like, "Hey, who's the dude your brother was shacked up with?" Oh, the girl. Wow, that'd be a different story altogether.
Perhaps you could
Dudes, gender neutral.
So
phrase it.
As
the
a
one thing you
companion.
feel
I mean, I think
confident
so, but
about,
a lot of people don't.
based on your conversation with her, like the easiest questions to ask her are about her brother, because she has a very low opinion of him.
Fair.
The harder, like she doesn't know as much about the other members of the expedition. You might ask about it, but
Who would
you know,
slum it so low to date your brother?
Wow. Maybe not phrase it like that. Don't start with the. Don't start with that.
You're poking on family, man.
She, yeah, and right, she really didn't like her brother.
she was not a fan.
Oh, well.
He was wasting.
and I like underline really 3 times.
He was wasting the family money. So,
too bad.
do you want with the first question something about the mystery woman?
I think yes.
Okay.
Do we know who she is, and is she like maybe currently in the U.S. or abroad, or like?
Maybe call him an assistant? You heard rumor that there was an assistant helping him?
I didn't hear that. Does anybody remember that?
Is it weird?
Yes.
Okay.
Getting weirder progressively.
Yeah.
Is what weird?
Asking questions as if you're not an investigator investigating the Carlisle group, but as a
Expedition.
fan or a gossip or what? I mean, how do you phrase it and how do you ask it without it being, we need to know about the Carlisle group? You know?
So I abstracted that little. She made a luck roll, so she's going to word
Okay.
it well.
Gotcha.
That will.
Okay.
Fair enough. I don't have to be. I don't have to be smart. Alexandria's lucky on that one. I like those. So, Pennywhistle Foundation letter of introduction, and who is the mystery woman, and where did she come from?
Okay.
I don't. Is that 3 questions?
How did
That's
it
2.
meet?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think we know where she came from. We would just like to know who she is.
I mean, I think who she is and how did they meet sounds like one question.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anything
it's
attached to
introduction
hers.
to the Pennywhistle Foundation, mystery woman.
Okay.
Those are the 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and we'll handle the answers right now. For the Pennywhistle Foundation, she knows nothing about the Pennywhistle Foundation. She says
That's interesting.
she says that she doesn't know why Pennywhistle accompanied Roger. Maybe he just needed money. Everyone else around Roger certainly did.
Oh, that's a good tip. That's a good tip.
And then
Okay. So she was hanging out with a bunch. He was hanging out with a bunch of leeches.
And then in the telegram, she says, "You must be referring to that African woman, Bunay, B-U-N-A-Y,
Bunay.
who she blames for putting fool ideas about Africa in Roger's head."
Interesting.
And and she sort of intimates or suggests that she spent a lot of money keeping the fact that Roger was shacking up with an African woman out of the papers. And she doesn't know how he met her, but as soon as he met her, it was like obsessive love at first sight.
Ooh. And I look at that intimated phrase and sort of sit back and stare at it for a moment. And then write magic? Question mark, question mark.
Yeah. Possibly.
Do you want to send that?
No, God,
No,
no.
that's-
That's to
That's
you
to
guys.
us, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, what?
Yeah, telegraph this back right away.
Telegraph back magic.
No.
Thank you.
Yes, I am.
Pharaoh's like, get her! No.
So yeah, she's no help in connecting with the Pennywhistle Foundation, but you could easily send a letter of introduction. You can make an archaeology roll to sort of scholar it up. Is archaeology your?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the thing that connects with them. So.
Totally made.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you drop some key phrases in a letter, and
I mean, should we go to the Pennywhistle Foundation saying that we're willing to look at picking up where the Carlisle expedition left off?
Oh, interesting.
We're launching an expedition.
I thought you were going to say Kickstarter.
No, we've already done that.
we're launching a Kickstarter to go to Egypt.
Yep.
Coming soon. We're going to be recording on site.
Ooh, that would be so cool. Pick up the Carlisle expedition in life. IRL.
That would be a LARP for the
Yeah.
ages. It'd be fantastic.
I'd rather do that for Horror on the Orient Express.
Yes, exactly.
I want to go on the Orient Express someday. To be
No, you don't. Only bad things happen. Bring your explosives.
It blows up a lot.
Dynamite.
I mean, I read the very first Agatha Christie book I ever read was Murder on the Orient
Okay.
Express.
Oh.
So I have a thing.
So there's another massive Cthulhu campaign called Horror on the Orient Express. It's a good one.
Horrible. Horrible. That's where I made a deal with Baba Yaga. He blew up a train twice.
You gave a vampire
Yeah.
ultimate power.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Things happened.
as you do.
Times when I really wish your guys' sessions were videotaped so I can go watch this.
Well, who knows? Maybe in 3 years when we're done with this, we'll rerun Horror on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
8th edition Cthulhu.
27th edition, my man. Okay.
So the letter. We
The
send
letter, you drop terms in there, and you will get a response that says that they would love to have you come by, and they are happy to help in your research however they can.
Okay. So I think we have it in.
Cool. When are we going to go see him?
So, the tabloid you figure you can just drop
Yeah.
in. The Pennywhistle Foundation, now that you've sent the intro, you can make an appointment and go and see them.
We should make an appointment.
Yep.
Sure, you make an appointment for Wednesday.
The 4th.
So let's pop in at the tabloid, yeah?
Sure. I also have other terrible ideas. Like, should we go look for African masks somewhere in an
Maybe.
export
The
store?
British Museum
Yeah.
is
They
a
are-
font of everything.
Well,
The 20s was like high
Yeah.
time of,
Of
we don't have to give anything back to any culture.
stolen artifacts flowing in.
Yep.
But what about shops like the one in New
Yeah,
York?
that's what I was thinking too, potentially.
I mean,
So there's
Yeah.
definitely there's a healthy Afro-Caribbean population in London. You don't have the first, none of
Yeah,
you
we have
have
no idea.
anything in that, so you'd sort of just be, you could spend a day like walking through shops and seeing if you got any Juju House vibe off any place,
Yeah. I think we want bells for that.
Yeah. Oh, that also brings up a good question. Now that she's at home
Do another
resting.
seance?
No, maybe not do another seance. Like, I don't know exactly how all of this works, but what?
He just
Yeah.
pointed. He
Yes.
pointed in agreement.
Yeah.
That's his catchphrase.
Is it safe to have her with us all the time? Is she just like an open vessel,
I think about that for a second.
or is it closed? Does it open and close at her will?
I don't think she has the proper training to
I've-
keep it closed.
I point at her in agreement, but then also right. He said that he could track her through her gifts. Seemed to imply it was when she was using them.
Okay.
If I know anything about the ability to see and read, it comes and goes. Which means if he decides to hop in, he could take her over at any point.
So it's like-
Especially if her mind is weakening. He said that she was nearly accepting his gift anyways. Which means that her will to fight him is waning.
What do we do if she becomes a zombie?
It is sort of.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
go to a backup hotel.
Get some cilantro.
I smile at that and write after blowing up the first one.
Yeah, exactly. You're laying waste to half of London.
As we do. Please don't blow up the city. It's my home. I'm kind of fond of it.
Better people than you have tried to blow this city up.
And better people than us will try.
Yeah, but have they been messier?
Not yet.
I would say that she could probably protect herself.
Okay.
But there's some things she's going to need to do.
Yeah.
Yes, but if her will is weakening and he is able to possess her, he might be able
Yeah,
to do it.
I mean,
at will.
she's
I don't
literally
know.
like a Google phone. It's just anytime they can find out where you're at.
As long as
Not-
she's not like
yeah.
a fire phone.
Yeah. So then we should maybe write to her and find out if she needs things.
Okay, so you're going to the office of the Scoop then?
Yep.
All right, it's easy to find. And you get there late afternoon, and it is a shockingly lo-fi production. The
I'm
whole
sure it's not shocking at all.
the whole ground floor is a massive printing press. Cool. And then the upper floor is the bullpen, basically. There's one office, and that is the office of one Mickey Mahoney,
Yeesh.
who
What's up with his face?
is never without a cigar.
I want to punch him, and I've just met him.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what?
Well, thanks for that.
I didn't say a word.
Yeah.
And his poor put upon secretary, as she is like bringing you in to see him, he's like yelling J. Jonah Jameson-esque at someone about a story they wrote. And he's like, "It needs more sex, man, more sex. That's not gonna sell."
And I sort of look at him and go,
Oh, top of the morning to you, ladies. How are you?
Except to say
How can Mickey Mahoney help you?
why are you all looking at me?
I'm like, I'm not.
How you doing?
Oh my God, what's that accent?
What accent?
He's doing that thing you start doing.
I am
take the
Ukrainian
accent.
spy. Have a very, very important.
I look for Musa in
I
school.
almost for a second heard how you doing.
That's
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah. Are you subscribers?
We will be.
Well, that's wonderful news. Please come on in. How can Mickey Mahoney help you?
Out of game, I went blank. I don't know why I know. Why do we know Mickey Mahoney?
Jackson Elias.
you have to do this. It's all you.
Don't tell me this. I don't remember anything.
I pull Emma aside and go, "This is all you. You got this."
I roll my eyes.
He's just freaked out. No, I just. No, you.
Jackson Elias.
Jackson Linus, what? He worked for me. What?
He's dead. He told us to contact you.
Is that really
Our
what he
dead
said?
friend.
I don't know.
While he was dead, did he tell us to contact him, or while he was alive?
No,
That's a story that would be in the Scoop.
we haven't been able to talk to him since he was dead.
Well, funny how that works.
We tried.
Unsuccessfully,
It went
we're never
badly.
trying again.
He'd love to run a seance story.
Okay, so
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna,
sure he
yeah.
would.
So I'm gonna go in and just and explain to him and be like, our good friend Jackson Elias referred us to you.
Oh, it's a shame. I heard about poor Jackson.
Yeah, it was a lovely
Were
funeral.
you friends of his then?
Yeah,
He was a good man.
we've known Jackson for maybe I don't know what about 4, 5, 6 years now.
6
Yeah.
years.
Well, yeah, he was here a few months ago, and he wanted to look at some back issues of the Scoop. Newspapers.
Yep.
Back issues.
At least I didn't refer to at least I didn't call it World War I this time.
What?
There's another one?
We're planning. We made plans. He was, and what he's like as he's looking at you,
Yeah.
he's going over like the slate of the paper, and he's like editing a story,
Okay.
and he's like crossing out words, and he like underlining like anything that is salacious and like
Drawing boobs on it.
push it out, push it out.
I spot a word that's misspelled and point at it.
Oh, thanks for that. Yeah,
So do you know what?
I'm gonna have to fire that editor.
Do you know which editions? Like, do you have those editions pulled up?
I can find him for you. Sure. Yeah, I thought when he pulled them out, it was strange to me, but yeah, if
so?
you don't mind.
How so strange?
Well, he pulled out these stories that I couldn't find any connection for, but he was all hot and bothered about them.
And he said that he thought there was a connection.
He did, and he was worried that he was being followed.
Did you? So he seemed somewhat paranoid at that point. in
Oh, he
time?
did.
Okay.
he was not a well man when he came here.
Okay.
He seemed very frightened of something.
Spoiler alert, he was right.
Well, apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was killed by there was like a gang?
You could call him a gang. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, by a
Word.
gang.
it's a word.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly like that.
Yeah,
I'd love
it was-
to. This could be a fascinating story for the paper.
Well,
there it is.
Yeah. I don't want to put anything on record, but I think if you're able to help us, we might be able to work out an exclusive.
If you an unnamed source inside the New York Police Department,
Wait,
this
what?
guy.
Well, that's interesting. All right. Well, here's what I'll tell you. Jackson, when he came to me, he said that he was going to give me a story about a cult operating in the heart of London.
Really?
And he said that it was well connected and that it was operating with impunity throughout the city. And I mean, I'd buy that story yesterday.
Did he say anything about, besides it being well connected, do you mean well funded with aristocrats, or do you mean
Well,
well
I think that was
okay.
that was the implication was
And-
that there were people of means
Yep,
in this
funding
cult
it.
that
Protecting it,
names
like
that
the
would probably
police?
surprise us.
Okay. Protecting it like the police protection?
Well, he didn't. I mean, there was
Okay.
nothing about the police in there, no. But I mean, he seemed to suggest. I mean, again, he spoke in very roundabout terms.
Okay.
He wasn't saying anything directly. He didn't give me any names.
And he didn't give any, like, origin. When he said the cult, he didn't say the type of cult. You know, was it Egyptian?
There's types
or
of cults.
African or
What are the- I'd love-
Peruvian or, well, you've read his books, right?
Oh! I thought you meant there were like different, like, this is a cult of, I don't know, cannibals or something. No, yeah. It was here in London. So I don't know what. He didn't suggest any sort of, whether it was an ethnic group
Okay.
or something like that. No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
But we do have a lot of different. This is London's the world's greatest melting pot, and so we've got if you can think of a country, there's somebody from here living there. There's somebody from there living here. It's hard to say.
Do you know where he was staying while he was here?
He always stayed at the Grosvenor.
How do I spell that?
Gross, Gros.
Okay.
Venor, Venor.
Is that like a low class hotel?
It's a hotel that is in a traditionally African neighborhood. Which, given that Jackson was African American, maybe felt more comfortable there.
I keep forgetting that. Since Thomas played him.
And did he say he had an appointment? Did he have any appointments with anyone in particular? Do you know if he was meeting with anyone before he left?
He told me he wanted to go to the Pennywhistle Foundation. It's a local, and he starts to he tells you that it's a local Egyptology and archaeology foundation run by Edward Gavigan. Blah blah blah.
And has Edward Gavigan?
He's like bored about it while he's talking about it.
Oh, so obviously Edward Gavigan hasn't done anything salacious or interesting to make your paper.
Ugh, no.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever done anything interesting, that man. I've never met him. I'm sure he's won't have a word said against him, but God.
So what's in today's paper? Is there anything interesting that's happened lately that piqued your interest?
Well, we've got a great story about a woman who left her baby on the number 7 bus and didn't get her back until 2 days later. And the
my.
kid lived on the bus for 2 days.
Oh my! Did just passerbys feed the kid?
No, he stole.
Okay.
But he's in prison now.
Kind of a sad story.
Yeah. The mother was cute, though.
Did you interview her?
No, but I got a picture.
Okay.
So most of the stories are kind of on the salacious end.
Okay. Nothing.
He brings
nothing
you-
that would be interesting to us, though. Nothing. that
Well,
we would
so he brings you the stuff that Jackson was
Okay.
looking at.
And there's nothing lately like
Well,
weird
and-
murders or.
And we could ask if anything interesting came over from America.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That was when
Because we
also
want
we came.
to ask about the wire, about the
Well, yeah, they. We just found out that they executed the man who killed Jackson Elias.
Okay. Don't bury the lead or anything.
didn't kill Jackson Elias.
Sorry.
He was innocent.
Well, that's not what the chair says.
We believe otherwise.
Oh no.
We believe that it was a conspiracy, much like your cult in London. We believe that.
Are any of you?
Wait. I'm sorry. Let me take a look at your papers first. Then we'll continue this conversation.
Are any of you writers? Because I'd print that story.
We all look at it, Thomas.
The cop.
Well, I'm unemployed now.
If you can write the story about the innocent man killed, and you've got some meat to the story, I'd pay you $75 for that. Or sorry, I'd pay you, let's call it £15.
Okay.
It's about right on the conversion.
Back
not
then.
very
much for such a spectacular story.
Oh, well, I beg your pardon, Your Majesty.
Excuse me.
All right. So do you mind?
That's
if
what I
we,
pay all me stringers.
Do you mind if we take a look in these in the other?
Oh, no,
room?
no.
Get out of your hair. for a
No,
while?
not a bit.
Okay.
So there's one, let's see here. There's one dated February 1924 about the subhead, which is awesome, is local artists' monstrous scenes mock surrealists.
What? That's a lot of words.
Shocking canvases craze. Read that one for us.
See this.
Read it out loud. Local what? What?
Okay.
It's all in the
okay.
headline.
Yeah, exactly. There's all.
Shocking canvases craze. Local artists' monstrous scenes mock surrealists. Really? Now collectors can buy savage scenes which rival or surpass the worst nightmares of the Great War, but which are far more exotic than that grim business. London artist Mr. Miles Shipley's work is being sought out by collectors who have paid up to £300 for individual paintings. This correspondent has seen a number of the works of artist Miles Shipley and finds them repulsive beyond belief. Maidens ravaged, monsters ripping out a man's innards, shadowy grotesque landscapes, and faces grimacing in horror represent only a fraction of Shipley's nightmarish work. Despite their repellent content, these works are conceived and executed with uncanny verisimilitude. I hate that word. Verisimilitude. Mr. Shipley's imagination is sublime, and it is almost as though the artist had worked from photographs of alien places, surely never of this earth. The artist is reportedly in contact with, quote, other dimensions, in which powerful beings exist, and says he merely renders visible his visions. Mr. Shipley is a working-class man without formal artistic training, who has nonetheless made good where thousands have failed. Art critics say that Shipley provides an English answer to the continental artistic movement of surrealism, whose controversial practitioners have still to convince John Bull that the way in which a thing is painted is more important than what is painted. A tip of the cap to Mr. Shipley for exposing those frauds. And I look at this article and point at the sentence, alien place is surely never of this earth, and just go,
Does it give an address?
nope.
Okay.
But
Like
it
a
kills
town,
A
right?
gallery or something?
Miles Shipley of...
London artist.
Yeah, it just says London
Okay.
artist. But, the guy who... Well, you could probably, he wrote the article. So, because there's no author in for most of these. So it's either Wire or, that sort of
so
thing.
There's no author at all.
No.
The second story, police baffled by monstrous murders. Killer beast shot but still alive. And Professor, I'm going to have you read this one because it actually takes place near where your parents live.
Ooh. Very Hound of the Baskervilles.
What's the date?
This is May, I think.
This is
May
May
13th,
1924. Police baffled by monstrous murders. Killer beast shot but still alive. Derwent Valley residents shot last month by 2 murderers and a serious assault and a 3rd victim are still without a satisfactory explanation or a perpetrator of the dreadful attacks. At that time, Lesser Edale farmer George Osgood and resident Lydia Perkins were torn to shreds in apparently unrelated murders on consecutive nights. On the 3rd night, wheelwright Harold Short was nearly killed but managed to drive off his attacker, which he described as a grisly creature. According to the Lesser Edale Constabulary, A rabid dog was shot and killed on the night of Mr. Short's attack. The police believe the matter to be closed. Nevertheless, local residents have subsequently claimed to have seen and heard a strange beast lurking around the area. Reportedly, the good folk of Lesser Edale still endure sleepless nights due to the bizarre wailings of the beast on nights of the full moon. Readers of The Scoop are reminded of the estimated journal's long-standing danger protocols and are advised that the picturesque clothes of the Derbyshire Peak District have been cleared to be a zone of high danger. Residents of Midlands are advised to remain indoors at night and to report all mysterious happenings to the police and to The Scoop.
And again, just to give it up to the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, not only are these on actual newsprint, but the back of the paper is all printed out as well, which is awesome, but also is hard because you're like, there are 8 stories on
What's
here
important?
that could be scenario leads. The boxing flapper, for instance. I am personally partial to this ad.
HP sauce?
HP sauce is nice with cheese.
Slaughter continues.
And that's the story that Jackson Elias was looking at. Slaughter continues, reward offered. An unidentified foreigner was found floating in the Thames last Tuesday, the 24th. This is July 3rd, 1924. Another victim in the so-called Egyptian murders? Inspector James Barrington of the Yard refused to comment when asked by The Scoop. Sources exclusive to this journal state that the victim had been beaten severely and then stabbed through the heart in a manner curiously similar to other murders that have taken place over the last 3 years. The connection seems obvious, but New Scotland Yard has yet to confirm that the deaths are connected. Inspector Barrington and his colleagues appear baffled and no closer to catching the heinous perpetrator of these crimes. Londoners cry out, "When will our streets be safe?" Readers of The Scoop are reminded that this esteemed journal has a reward, now standing at £24, for information leading to the apprehension and conviction of the murderer. Be vigilant.
Stay frosty, my friends.
The important part of that one is that you now have the name of an inspector at Scotland Yard.
Mm-hmm. New Scotland Yard, even.
Yep.
When did it become New Scotland Yard?
Baroness?
Yes. Can someone look that up for me? Because I know in Sherlock Holmes' time it was just Scotland Yard. When did it become New Scotland Yard?
They're just going to change it back to Scotland Yard Classic in like a year when it doesn't work.
I love this.
No, I don't think anybody gets
Yeah,
that
no,
either.
Yeah, I remember where I was when I had New Coke for the
New
first
Coke
time.
was not good.
Nope.
As a Coke,
horrible.
as a Coke.
Yeah.
As a
almost
cokehead,
tastes
as you are.
As a Coke.
It coated my teeth.
You have to, couldn't brush it off.
So he shows you those 3 stories. He's like, I don't know what about them Jackson thought was connected. I don't see any connection to them.
Yeah, I don't know if they're connected, but some of the elements potentially have markers to the cult that he was looking at in New York as well.
So, Professor, you know that story that you read. So, Lesser Edale is a town very close to where your parents live in Derbyshire. That valley, let's see, what was it?
What was the name of that artist?
Miles Shipley.
Miles Shipley.
There was a valley mentioned in there.
Yeah.
Not seeing it in my story.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So the Derbyshire Peak District is like that's where your parents live.
Okay.
So technically, they're in the area that they say you should be careful. But
Derwent Valley residence.
there we go, Derwent Valley.
Derwent Valley. Is that where they live?
Yeah, your parents live in the Derwent Valley.
Okay. Not the Derbyshire.
Well, the Derwent Valley is Derbyshire is the county.
County.
essentially.
Okay. So it's like Santa Clara versus.
There you go.
All right.
1890 when they moved to a new building.
There we go.
And then
Good to know, thank
it's
you.
just the New Scotland Yard because it's a new building.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
New Quest and Chaos.
We've been
I
to
prefer Quest and Chaos Classic.
Yeah.
This place is much nicer.
That's true.
So it is about 8:20. We're going to take a break in a few minutes.
Cool.
Is there anything you guys want to do? Anything else you want from Mickey Mahoney? You can ask him about these stories.
I ask, are there any stories that are similar to these?
Well, has there been another?
Anything you can tell us about the Egyptian murders? Like,
Yes.
why is that a thing, and how many people have been murdered?
Let me tell you
what
about the
do they have in
Egyptian
common?
murders.
And what ties them all together?
Egyptian murders.
Are they murdering Egyptians, or are Egyptians murdering people, or are they dressed
Murder.
like mummies, or what? I mean,
And and I'll write in my notebook, are any symbols showing up?
I like your version much better.
They dress like mummies chasing each other around in a slow shamble.
not chaos agents. Mummies are fast too.
Well, they're not mummies; they're zombies. But
And
they're
the mummies
fast.
are fast as
Oh, they're fast.
Here.
They have 40 movement. I have 35.
That's not fair.
It's not.
Pays to be undead.
It does.
They are 28 days later.
They move faster
Yeah.
and don't feel much.
They're like the World War Z terrible movie zombies.
Brutal.
So he'll tell you that there have been a total of 19 murders over the
Wow.
last 3 years, and each has been very similar. They're so-called the Egyptian murders because 17 of the dead were Egyptian nationals.
What were the other two?
The other two were British
Okay.
nationals. And
How did they die?
it was again, they were stabbed and beaten. They were beaten then stabbed.
All similar.
Yes, and I think the story actually. They were beaten severely, then stabbed through the heart.
Okay.
And the last two were not Egyptian. The last two were the English.
Does he have names on those?
Sorry. No, I want to correct that. The last one was English. The one before that was Egyptian, and he doesn't have names. That will lead you to Mahoney will go on a long, profane rant about English libel laws and how much he wishes he worked in the U.S.
Good job, man.
It's gone now. Sorry, buddy. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Shall we go on a break?
I'm interested in
Yeah.
the break.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so we're going to take a brief break. We will be back as soon as 5 people can get into one bathroom.
There it is. All right, we'll be right
What a terrible catchphrase I have. lost 2 numbers that
I
time.
know.
It gets shorter every time. Welcome back. We're back from break. We are in the offices of Mickey Mahoney, the editor, the publisher of The Scoop, a lurid English tabloid. And he just gave you 3 seemingly unrelated articles about weird things going on in and around. You asked him, you got a little information from him. He can, he'll tell you that he can give you an address for the art stuff.
Yeah. Yes, please.
He will tell you that is in, here we go, Chelsea. And so he'll give you an address there.
What kind of a neighborhood is Chelsea at this time?
Chelsea is very suburban.
Okay, interesting.
It's like row houses and things.
Okay.
And one thing, for those of you who are good at library use, you also have available the British Museum and several libraries that will, have, you can always go and research things. The old joke is Cthulhu is very much a game of, now we're going to go to the library and spend time there.
There's a reason why the base library uses 20.
That's right. So that research, he'll tell you that much. Derbyshire, you've sort of got all the information that you're going to get there. It's the town of Lesser Edale. And for the Egyptian murders, he suggests you just talk to Inspector Barrington.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
He does warn you that Barrington is... you guys have been helpful. That Barrington, he's got to stick up his arse. You got to watch out for those cops that are by the book. Never trust a policeman that isn't willing to break the law. That's what I say.
Don't they all?
Exactly.
That's how you get Hilton Adams murdered. Cops that break the law.
I didn't understand several of the words in that sentence. Who's Hilton Adams?
The gentleman who was blamed for Jackson Elias's.
Oh, yeah. Our story, we didn't have a name in the story.
Oh, that's right.
Gotcha.
Libel.
See, the cops, they're corrupt. They pinned it on him. Anyway.
See, well, but you can trust a cop that breaks the law, because then you understand you got to frame a reference. But a policeman that doesn't break the law, there's nowhere do you start that discussion?
You're talking about minor laws, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
A cop that doesn't take a little on the side, or, Barrington doesn't litter. He doesn't jaywalk. Never's going to get he doesn't walk on the grass when it says don't walk on the grass.
You would walk on the grass?
I like how it took you 20 minutes.
Gravitas with which you said that, you monster.
I pick up a rubber eraser and throw it at him.
I'm gonna leave.
did your mom make you use shears to cut when you were a kid?
Yeah.
All right, so are we leaving then?
Yeah.
Well, if I can help you with anything, if the scoop can be of use to you, and if you've got a good story,
Yep.
like I said, I've got £15 for any story you give me.
Yep. And while I'm looking at the scoop, is there like a someone seeking someone section in his newspaper?
Like-
That's not what I mean.
Like personal?
Yeah.
Classified?
Yeah.
Missed connections.
Yes, sure.
We
Yeah.
caught eyes on the train
Yes.
Well, no,
outside the Baker Street station.
To send
Are
messages.
there any readers or psychics or any little ads with
Oh yeah, there are
palm
tons of
readers?
ads for mystics and that sort of thing. There's a whole story about that rake Aleister Crowley and his crazy parties.
Oh, okay.
Don't go.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Brett had a great time.
That is the voice of someone who's played a different Cthulhu.
Yeah, with Aleister Crowley, the perv.
The legendary guy.
I mean, he's an equal opportunity perv.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's how
Yeah,
you
like I
get-
said, Mahoney will. If he can be of any assistance, he's happy to.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good connection. What is this? What is this feeling?
Yeah,
So sudden and new.
Finally, we haven't burned a place down, angered somebody, been
You
arrested.
should leave his
been
office
threatened.
before you start talking
Yes,
about that.
exactly.
Yeah, you're sitting there like, wait, he's not mad at us. Are you okay?
We're not being chased by
Yeah.
blue-blooded chicken piranhas.
Oh Lord.
Oh, he's interested in that. When
Chicken
you,
piranha.
when you-
Chicken piranha.
Chicken piranha.
Well,
That sounds like
it wasn't exactly
Tasty.
chicken piranha. It was more like a parrot shark, but whatever.
parrot shark. That's even better. You write me that story. You've got 15 pounds. Have you seen a parrot shark?
Shark parrot.
Shark parrot.
Okay.
That was a parrot shark.
I would say shark parrot.
So it looks more. Does that mean it looks more like a shark?
No.
No, it was very bird-like. It was
So-
a parrot shark.
So then why?
So it was a parrot with sharp teeth. Blue.
Do you have a picture?
blood. I could draw one.
I could draw one.
We could get Mr. Shipley to draw one.
I'm good with chalk, actually.
Well, I mean,
Shark
we. I am very interested in stories about parrot sharks. If you have any information on these sorts of things, if you see one in London, for instance, I'd love to write about it.
I back up.
No, you don't.
Everybody suddenly is like, oh god.
What time is it? I think it's time for
Yeah,
afternoon
time to
tea.
leave.
Yeah. It's time for
Bye.
afternoon whiskey.
Yeah.
And again, London has no prohibitions, so go to town
Sweet.
or go to the Essex.
Yeah.
Speaking of going to town, the Hefner just donated 1,500.
Wow!
Thank you, Hef.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Truly a patron of the arts.
Indeed.
And also sports.
And wait, were any of those for me? I don't.
Nope.
Hef, are any of those for him?
I don't see anything. Nope.
Since we did kind of ignore the ones for
So,
Bo
a
with all the
patron-
weird math that was going on.
No.
So how many do we have right now? That's like
A lot.
We have
That's
to
a lot.
spend 6.
We have to.
Well, we don't have
Challenge accepted.
Well, I figure it's a goal.
All right. So as soon as we're out of the office, I try to look at them and hold up my notebook where I've written Shipley. We have to see.
Yeah, I agree.
So the only thing on your books is you have an appointment. With the Pennywhistle
Yeah.
Foundation,
Right.
On
And
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
tomorrow.
Stay.
And do you have a calendar there?
Yes.
Out by your parents' neighborhood in the full moon
Is a terrible idea.
is an amazing idea.
You mean getting them out of there?
Or
No, going there.
We probably need more shotguns.
A lot.
And a shotgun servant. And a couple of servants to hand us shotguns.
And a
Wait,
bullet
wait.
caddy.
I just sort of blink at you for a moment, then write, well, you acclimated fast.
A bullet caddy.
Well, I think I think that's a slug. You're at slug distance right now. I think you definitely need to use the 12 gauge slug.
You know, looking at this calendar, that gives me an idea. I wonder when the next lunar eclipse or solar eclipse is.
Oh, I can tell you that.
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that? Let me see here.
Because I remember there being discussion that the date and the year were very important because of an eclipse.
So I finally catch on to what Jackson Lyons Jr. is talking about here, about the full moon and the killer beast.
Oh?
It's going to be.
You almost made me spit my water across the table.
Well,
Jackson Lyons Jr.
so the full lunar eclipse, according to the almanac, is going to be January 1926.
Okay,
so
so
it'll
in
be
a
the
year.
following year.
Yeah.
Do we have
No, we don't
There are
have
going to be
January.
a couple of partial.
Oh, yeah, we do. No, we don't.
No, there's no January
Okay.
there. Make nothing of that. I only found 1925.
I make many things of that.
There will be some minor lunar, partial lunar eclipses, but the only full lunar eclipse is January.
January 19th, you said?
No, I just said January 1926. Almanacs, are not as
Precise.
Yeah.
Well, we could calculate from the last day of December. But, that gets complicated. I mean, I could probably figure it out. Oh, we have a double. Oh, interesting.
Ooh, December.
Right before the lunar eclipse.
So that means it'll probably be about 28 days afterwards. So
26?
26.
About 26th, 27th.
You feel pretty good about that math.
Meanwhile, I'm like, what?
Yeah, me too.
What's January?
Yeah.
The only time I know is whiskey time.
In England, they say Pimm's o'clock.
Pimm's o'clock, really?
Yeah,
There's like a cocktail called Pimm's.
I love it.
He pulls out a little mini bar. Would you like one?
It's whiskey
Yes,
o'clock
please.
somewhere.
Pass.
Is that coming out of your robe?
Okay, yeah. So
wearing-
underneath the
So you have
clothes,
this
the
little-
robe is on underneath.
It's a really soft, fluffy robe that have as your security
Just
blanket.
a little.
He's getting it engraved with it says DM.
Is it the one, or the 2
Another
ounce
monogrammed
shots
robe.
or something like that?
Whatever was in
Those
the
are-
mini fridge that I.
So
Free. Just
Clearly.
in the mini fridge.
It's like they want you to take it.
Yeah, they do.
actually, there's a charge for that, but don't worry about it.
So you could get to Chelsea's a cab ride. A fairly easy cab ride. It's you went there late afternoon, so it's like I don't know, it's 4. It's tea time, as you said.
Yeah, we should go, unless you think there's anything else more important. But
I think we go.
let's go see Miles
Yeah.
Shipley. Yeah.
Okay, so you get they give you an address that you go to. It's a nondescript row house. It is the address doesn't matter. It's 6 Address Street. And it in Chelsea. It is a nondescript row house, and it is there's a doorbell you can ring.
Yep. Let's
So
do
this
it.
isn't in a gallery.
No.
No, this is just a house.
Selling out of his house, or this is just his house, and we found him in the phone book.
This is the address that
okay.
Mahoney gave you.
Oh, we got the inside track. Okay.
Okay. What?
Did you give us a name at least? Or no?
Miles Shipley.
Miles Shipley, that's right.
All right. So I'm gonna ring the doorbell.
Okay, when you ring the doorbell,
Ah, shark parrot.
Nope. I shut the door.
parrot shark,
We are not home. We
Yeah.
are not at home.
Exactly. We're
2
not
parrot
home.
shark beastie things.
Candygram.
An arm?
One arm.
A very nice old woman answers the door.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I hope she doesn't.
Oh my, can I help you?
Oh.
I love her.
Good afternoon, ma'am. And I shake her hand.
Hello.
We'd like to see. We were told that we could see Miles Shipley's artwork.
Oh, you'll hear about the paintings?
Yes, we'd love to see them.
1 second. Miles!
Like having flashbacks to my house.
Sunlight here about your paintings, love.
I feel very comfortable.
Come in, come in. Do you need a spot of tea?
Yes, please.
Oh, I love one.
No, says his old character. I would love some tea.
All right, she totters off to the kitchen.
Okay.
And you hear upstairs. You hear some clomping and all this stuff. She's in the kitchen. You hear you hear the kettle being put on, and she comes back and she starts showing you baby pictures of Miles.
Yes.
And all this stuff.
Okay.
In the bathtub.
Of course.
And
Naked by picture.
every 3 minutes,
Scrubbed over.
Miles, that's still here.
Do we hear anything upstairs?
My boy is touched. He's a little slow, but he'll be down.
Does he paint here? Does he paint upstairs in his room?
He paints in the basement.
Okay.
So yeah, she'll
My first rule of Cthulhu: don't go into basements.
she
Don't
will.
drink the tea.
No good things happen in basements.
She will, like I said, she's showing you baby pictures. She shows you, like, he won art awards in school, and he got a scholarship to the Royal Academy, he did.
Okay.
Oh, is that really?
Did he?
Did he go?
Oh, yes, he did. It was just a few years ago that he started to paint the
I write the weird things.
Yeah. I don't know what brought it on, but he's still my sweet boy.
Don't mind me asking. When did he receive the scholarship exactly? Was it last year? Year before?
Oh no, this is when
Many
he was, oh gosh, 15 years ago, when he was much younger. He's a big boy now. When she says he's a big boy now, Miles Shipley steps into the room, and
Ears for days.
he like sort of uncomfortably just goes, "Mother, you're embarrassing me."
Hello, Miles.
Why are there?
I'm sorry, Mr. Shipley. It's very. We've heard so much of your work.
I'm just wondering why there are so many of you.
Well, it's a long story. I'm a great lover of various different forms of art, and we heard that yours was particularly unique. We'd love to see it.
Everybody make a spot hidden roll.
Hey, that's an 18. That might be.
Mine's
That's a 5.
Mine's
That's a
normal.
critical success.
Oh, critical.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
Mine's hard.
With
Just
a,
normal.
with a critical success, you notice that he looks like he gives a little side eye to his mother when he says this. I don't think that's a good idea.
So you don't show it publicly, your art? Because I heard there was. Did I hear there was a sale of art? I don't know.
Yeah,
There-
yeah.
there
you heard
was-
there was a sale of art. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because from what I understand, that you sell it.
Yeah, because it said that now collectors can buy the Savage.
She'd actually the kettle had gone off and she stepped out of the room. So he looked back at the kitchen when he said that. So you caught that.
Because I understand you were selling your art.
At least that's what the paper said. I'd really love to see it, especially if it was unusual or...
Are you okay, sir? Do you need help?
No.
He needs to spot hidden me doing this.
No.
Say bananas if you need help.
Stop stealing the Foxy Irregular thing!
Bananas? Why?
Bananas.
Banana.
Oh, the right way. Say aluminium.
Nope.
No. Oh, I can sell you. What painting do you want? I can paint you anything. What do you want me to paint you?
I sort of look at him just really intently for a moment.
He's very uncomfortable. Like he like will meet your eyes and look away, and then meet your eyes and look away.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. It's okay.
Oh, it is not. It is not okay.
We're going to make it okay.
I just grab him by the arm. Like,
How? Can you make me stop painting?
Does your mom make you paint?
Does.
And I write, what did you see? And then I pull it back and say, believe me, I understand, and hold it up and touch my throat.
Who wants tea? She comes doddering back in.
Ooh, me please.
All right, yes, she pours you all a
Please.
piping hot, and then she has, little biscuits.
Ooh.
They are out of a pack. You know, the pack
Yeah.
is still on there. It's nothing fancy here.
Okay.
But it's still delightful.
Yes.
I take a cup and fake drink.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat a biscuit and not fake eat it.
I'm
Exactly. Do the
It's your Emma.
I'm going to enjoy a very familiar sort of tea.
Yes, this is a home brewed cup of cuppa.
Just it's been a while.
Bergamot in it.
Hey everyone, welcome Ascension Stories, and thank you for rating us.
Welcome.
Welcome to the chaos.
Ascension stories. Nice. Well, yeah, welcome.
You ascend, we descend.
chaos.
Yes.
So,
We're just having afternoon tea in London with a crazy painter
With an artist who has seen something that he doesn't want to talk about.
in Cthulhu.
Yeah.
he says, you want to see my paintings, or do you want me to paint?
See.
Yeah, we want to see what you've painted so far, or you have currently available.
Or maybe something you're working on that's not quite done yet. Although I know how artists can get. So if you don't want to show that, that's fine.
Mother, should I show them the paintings? Well, we could use the money, Miles. It would help us a great deal. But you know what's best for you, boy. Okay.
Let him finish.
Excuse us. Oh, yeah.
Let him finish the thought. It's okay.
We can go downstairs.
Okay.
I write down. Do we have to go downstairs?
Are you not speaking either?
Why are you taking? Why did you take
I don't know.
my notebook?
To go downstairs.
So he doesn't see.
So you grab my notebook and write? Like,
Is it possible for you to just bring up a sample? I mean,
Lighting is not right.
I think we could go downstairs. You can stay here and
Okay.
help Mom with make some more tea if you feel uncomfortable.
I would love to show you Milesy's baby book.
I'm sure you would
I would
enjoy
love
it.
to see it.
Okay, we'll deal with you in a second.
We're splitting the party.
You three are going down.
Yep.
yes.
Okay.
I click.
Yeah. We're splitting the
I'm just
party.
like-
yep, we're splitting the party.
Are you like taking the safety off of your gun? Okay.
Very quietly. Do you want me to roll for it? I will.
No. But everybody can make a spot hidden roll. Let me know if you get a critical success.
Oh boy.
No.
Did you get a hard success?
I almost got a critical success. I missed it by 1. I had
You could
14.
spend luck.
Do it. Spend it.
Fine, I'm going to spend luck on this.
30.
Did you get a?
Thing.
I got just a regular
Okay.
success.
All right, so I'm going to spend the 1 luck to get me to the
Which takes you
critical
like
success.
8 luck or
Yeah,
something.
probably.
No.
41.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yep.
Okay, you spend the luck. You get a critical success.
Uh-huh.
So you hear the click
Yeah.
of the rubber. It's super subtle.
Yep.
And you notice like the mom like sort of like just slightly looks.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Off you go then. Off you
Okay.
go.
And you're going to stay with... I just grab him by the elbow.
Well,
and
he's
just
gonna
say-
die.
Yeah. I grab him by the elbow.
How many characters did Thomas
Character
go
number
through?
3.
We like McGillicuddy honey while he lasted.
I'm thinking there's a shark parrot inside her.
Yep.
Woman.
She looks so.
We'll find out.
Yeah, so I just grab you by the arm and I'm like,
sweet.
stay here. And I kind of eyeball the old lady.
If you hear bananas.
Yep, I understand. I understand you
I thought
enjoy
it was bananas.
No, it has to be banana.
No, he didn't say bananas, so everything's fine.
It's not real, clearly.
That's trouble in England.
Not a real banana. This is a banana.
Exactly.
Let's go.
All
All
right.
right, so he takes you down.
Yep. And on my
into-
way downstairs, I am cognizant of the fact that, where does the lock on the basement door? Where
Okay.
is that? On the inside or the outside?
It's on the it's in the kitchen.
Okay.
He so as he's going down, as he takes you down, he like pulls the string on the light, and this is a dimly lit, like
Dirt basement.
very
Yeah.
dark dirt. It's there. You know, the coal chute is a source of sunlight in this place, and this is where I keep the painting. I paint in the attic, but I keep the paintings here, so that they're not near where I sleep. Mother says you want to buy paintings. Is there any kind of painting you want to buy?
How many do you have currently?
I have too many.
Well,
Can we
depends
see?
on what they are. I like interesting creatures.
You don't have to look at them.
Interesting
We
creature
can
paintings.
just look through them, and you can stay here.
I write one word in my notebook. Egyptian.
He goes and, without looking, he just pulls. There's a flat there of about 8 canvases on wooden racks, and he pulls one out, and it is a processional of an ancient Egyptian scene. There is a crowd of people sort of on either side. There's a tremendous sense of motion to this piece. There's a center road, essentially, and in that road is a chariot, and in the chariot is a very familiar figure
There he is.
with his back to the painting. And all around him are people falling to their knees in, is that facial expression adulation? Is it terror?
Six
Could
of
be
one,
either
half dozen of the other.
And as in the foreground of the painting, as if he's traveling away from them, 2 men have been impaled on stakes and eviscerated.
And I see the Dark Pharaoh and
Yes.
and recoil a little bit.
He doesn't seem to notice. He just goes, Egypt.
How did these ideas come to you?
When I sleep,
Okay.
And I write, when did this start?
About let's see here. About 5 years ago. He puts that painting. He puts it on a easel, like facing away, so that the canvas is the picture's
Backwards.
facing away from him. He pulls out. He without looking again. He just pulls one out. And he turns around. He doesn't look at it. He turns it to face you, and without looking at it, he just says, "Drawn in blood." And it is it's a man being cut open with a silver dagger in the hand. The dagger's being held by a black-robed figure, and it is some sort of sacrifice that's going on. And on the person's chest, a some sort of sigil has been carved, and it seems to twist and move.
Kind of like
Does it look like the same sigil that was on Jackson Elias's forehead?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
what about the serpent tongue? Okay, brain.
The bloody tongue.
Thank you.
No, this is not. I mean, it's hard to pin it down.
Okay.
You swear like every time you look at it, it's slightly different. It's kind of got a mandala-y, spirally kind of thing going on.
Does it look like anything vaguely related to what the Dark Pharaoh carved on my forehead in the previous episode during that trance vision thing?
No. I'm gonna say
Okay.
no. I was trying to decide if that would be cool or not.
You know what is cool? Ren Camo.
Hi, Rankin.
Donated
Ren Camo.
500 bits.
Thank you for the
I need a montage of all my segues.
Thanks, Eli. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Very much appreciated. Thank you.
Senior.
Maybe because of that, Miles Shipley is wearing blue lipstick. He can.
Yes.
Exactly.
He puts that one again facing away. He reaches in. He hasn't tried to sell you any of these, and there's there's not a price tag or anything like that. He's just goat wood, and he turns it to you, and it's woods. It's nighttime. There's a yellow moon that is like putting really kind of sickly yellow light on everything. And there's a group of naked men and women dancing around a bonfire, and out of the flames, sort of rising up in a column of smoke, is a goat-headed man who, like, is almost like a conductor, sort of like egging on the people who are dancing.
And I sort of frown and lean a little closer to look at it.
Okay. Make me a con roll.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Am I getting bludgeoned with the frying pan is the question. Ooh, 28.
Nice.
Out of 70.
That's a high con.
You feel that's like a half success, right?
Yeah.
So you get a little buzz, like almost like you've had that one drink that gets you to your happy place. It's gone pretty quickly, but you get a little buzz.
I was fake drinking.
Yeah. The tea? You were fake drinking?
Yeah.
But were you real drinking?
Yeah, I was real
Oh,
drinking.
yeah, it's from the whiskey.
Fake drinking tea, but you're slamming whiskey.
I know better than to drink real tea.
I know. I was checking for the whiskey.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
You're a little buzzed.
You're a little bust.
Okay.
You know better than to drink the tea. Good call.
Yeah. Okay.
I am since we're on me for a moment.
Yeah.
I am just scanning around, finding frying pan, big knife. Like
The only
Winchester
room you
shotgun,
see in this room that
rolling
is
pin.
dangerous is she has a sewing bag with needles in it.
oh,
Knitting needles?
Yeah. That's the only, like, as you look around, you're like, what could hurt me in this room?
right. Okay.
You think,
Everything with someone determined enough.
the flask in your pocket will hurt your liver, but, other than that, those needles are the only thing you see to worry about.
Couch cushion
good.
could
I'm
suffocate
done.
you.
She finishes her cup of tea, and she says, I'm just going to pop over, put the kettle back on. Do you need anything, love?
Oh, I'm
You haven't touched your tea.
fabulous. Thank you. Oh, I haven't. I've been sipping on all this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we hear her footsteps coming back like toward
Yeah,
them?
yeah, you hear like
Okay.
clump, clump,
As
clump,
soon as
clump,
she's
clump.
out, I dump some in the sink.
There's a plant right next to you. The plant dies
I
immediately.
was gonna say, does it sizzle?
Sure. He's gonna show you a couple more paintings. The last one that he shows you, he calls Black Mountain, and it's very similar to a vision you had.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
It's a towering mountain. It feels like, because of the coloration and some things, you get a very African feel to it. And over the mountain is this is that bloody tongue that you saw. This thing, like looming over the mountain, and it is slaughtering supplicants like on a mass level. There are just people below it that look to be celebrating it and worshiping it, and it's just slaughtering them left, right, and center.
Okay, so I'm done with that one.
Yeah, make a sand roll with
Okay.
that.
And while I'm walking away or whatever, where's Octavia in relationship to me? What's 30? Where the hell's my sanity?
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, my sanity is like 57 or
You
something.
lose one sanity.
Never getting this back. So where's Octavia compared to me?
I'm guessing you guys are kind of in a semicircle around the paintings.
Okay. Because I don't
The
know.
basement is pretty much just a wide open room.
Okay.
It's maybe 15 by 15, so it's not a huge room.
Okay.
The stairway is to your back, and you're facing this way, and literally all it's in here is easels and that crate of paintings.
Okay.
I don't know. These are interesting.
Interesting.
I would be willing to purchase at least these two, and I point to the Pharaoh one and the Black Mountain one. How's 100 pounds sound to you?
He his eyes bug out a little at that amount of money, and he says, "Well,
Is that too much?
I
Not enough?
I'd
Are they precious to you?
need to ask Mother."
Oh. Just these two. The other two, I don't know.
Are they not good?
Oh, they're very well done. I'm just, these two really fascinate me.
When she says they're very well done, that's what I'm trying to figure out from hers. When she says that, is she being forthright? Like, is that really in her, like...
You think that these are, there's,
Okay.
there's
You know what I mean?
definitely...
Because I'm assuming you have more experience with artwork than I do. Both of you would. If you said this was really good art, I'd be like, okay.
You three drank the tea, right?
I had a
did
cookie.
not. He
Okay.
told me not
You drank
to.
the tea, so
I
make
did.
a con roll.
This is not good for me. This is very not good for me. I gotta.
Inspire.
You sure?
We've got
Yes.
inspiration.
Yeah,
You have
yes.
it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're gonna have to fight Mom in a minute.
Yeah, no. Same number, in fact.
You emmaed it.
No, it wasn't worse.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry,
Amy
Eli. I
when it-
wrecked your inspiration.
And Amy has to be worse.
Yeah.
That's
Everything's
great.
fine.
Everything's great. Do I feel like woozy at all? Or
No,
All right.
no, you don't feel anything at all. You all of a sudden, you're in a different place. You are in the middle of. You're in the middle of a fire. You're on a city street. Mm-hmm. It seems old timey, or what you think is old timey. It looks like an opera set. you
Okay.
know. Everything is burning around you.
Does it feel
People
hot?
are screaming.
Does it
Oh
feel
yeah, it feels.
hot?
Yeah, you are in the street in a fire, and people are running by you and screaming.
And do I feel the people like pushing past me? So I'm
Oh yeah,
physically
yeah.
somewhere
People,
else.
you are.
Oh boy. I like look around and try to get my bearings if it looks like anything that I've ever seen before to get an idea of where to run if I need to run.
All of a sudden, she drops to the ground.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay, so I run over.
Try to catch
I mean, we don't have to run very far, but
How
Oh
close?
no, she's seeing paintings.
what do you mean she's seeing paintings?
That's how I see what I'm gonna paint.
Oh, so you're awake? It's not in your sleep. It's awake that you see these
She's
things.
asleep.
Okay.
Actually start is she out cold?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
out cold. Yeah, she's...
You have to be honest with us. When you say 5 years, what happened that made you start seeing these paintings?
Mother.
No.
He starts calling for his
No.
mother.
No. She's upstairs right now. She's fine. She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be fine. Did she make you put something on?
Mother. Oh. Pardon me, love. Gotta see what Miles needs.
Okay.
She goes doddering over to the attic.
I'm just
She
gonna throw my
opens-
inspiration at you and start crying right now.
I'm gonna slide a hand a couple of sewing needles.
Okay.
The big knitting needles.
Knitting needles. That's so.
Yeah.
I have thread for optics.
I would pay money to watch someone attack with sewing needles, though.
You don't.
Did you accidentally
All right.
stab her
So
already?
here's what happened.
It was a 99.
Oh, this is beautiful.
And I rolled it, and he's like, don't roll. Okay, whatever, you're dead.
Too late.
I'm gonna make you an offer.
We have
I don't
plenty-
like these
Wait a minute,
offers.
hang on before you finish that. Obviously, we have plenty of time to escape from the basement. Obviously. We're gonna have a diversion in about a minute.
Not even a minute. 30
You have
seconds.
either just stabbed her or stabbed yourself. Your choice.
Roll it.
Do you want to coin to flip it?
Yeah.
No, I will have stabbed myself.
All right.
Just trying to
So
sneak
here's
over
what
and
happens.
kind of grab
You're
it.
like,
I'm like,
you grab this needle, and you're like, gotta hurry. Make a con roll.
I'm so upset I'm not awake to see this.
95.
Oh my
All
god.
right. So you two,
Can I? Oh, you can't inspire that.
you two hear a piercing scream. Everybody except you. You hear. You hear a sound that sounds remarkably like someone stabbing themselves with a foot-long needle in the thigh. You do 5 points of damage to yourself.
Did you hit
And,
the femoral artery?
There is blood, like, coming out all over this poor woman's sofa.
We're gonna have to pay for a sofa now.
That's going to be fun to put on the expense report.
Sofa. Don't ask.
I look at Emma and go, I'm holding Alexandra. Can you go?
Yeah. So I take Miles and I'm like, let's go upstairs. Like start shoving him up the stairs.
So when the scream happens, he like curls up in a ball and he's like all scared. He's like shaking.
Okay, then you're done, son. I'm gonna run upstairs.
All right. The mother is at the stairway and she's like looking back at you and she's just like, "What? Are you okay?"
I fell into this bag and it stabbed me.
These are the moments that I roleplay for.
Fell in the bags.
Is bluff a skill?
You can use.
Yeah.
There's persuade. There's that's a fast talk.
That's
I think
fast
we're going
talk.
fast talk here.
Oh, I have nothing in it. I'm a cop. I'm a straight up good cop.
Never trust a
was.
cop that doesn't break the law.
No, I did not.
All right, you're just like, I fell into that basket. Oh my! Oh no! Oh dear! Let me get a towel.
Yes, towel.
She like goes into the kitchen and she's like wetting a towel. You come up the stairs. She's wetting a towel.
He's like femoral artery
And yeah,
spurting.
he's bleeding.
She's got
you
like
can
a
do
little
first aid
towelette.
on yourself to stop the bleeding.
I
At
mean, you're
least.
pretty good at first aid.
Yeah.
McGillicuddy is anyway.
Nope.
All right, so he has
give
a
up.
hand on his thigh around a needle that is protruding from his leg. And the couch that was a lovely off-white, a very tasteful.
Nope, not anymore. Now it's
It
pink.
is now like a horrible, lurid pink. And there's like a
Pink, officer.
It's pink. A stain sort of like spreading across it. And he's like trying to clamp the wound down and like looks kind of pale, like he's lost some blood.
Yeah.
And
All right, so I'm gonna call for a medic. Do they have a phone in this? Like, ma'am, call for put the hanky down. We need a medic. We need to get him to a hospital.
call an ambulance.
Yes.
999.
All right. She goes and she like picks up old school and she's like spinning the phone. Hello, operator. Oh, hello, Elma. No, it's Bertha. Miles is fine, but some nice young man has been stabbed here. Seems to have fallen into my knitting bag.
Send an ambulance.
I know.
Send an ambulance. Send an ambulance.
I feel terrible.
Send an ambulance.
And on me good sofa.
Send an ambulance, please. Give me the phone. I just snatch it.
Oh.
Bertha, we need an ambulance. You know where to go. I'm sorry, what's her name?
Elma.
Alma.
Elma.
Alma, that's it. We need an ambulance. You know where to go. Give the phone back to Bertha.
They must be American. Very rude. Very rude. Well, thank you, Elma. Yes, my love to Bertrand.
Gotta get out of this country soon. Or I stab myself
Oh,
with
that's
a knitting
lovely
needle.
to hear. I do so love your lemon bars.
Can't.
No,
even.
you tell the vicar that I shall bring the potato salad to the next. And she's like nattering on.
All right, can I help?
Can somebody help me?
Make me a POW roll.
Oh, as opposed to a patience roll? Ooh, I almost missed it by 3.
This is how I get my ab workout.
Inspiration. I'm gonna Emma it.
No, don't Emma.
In the box.
In the box.
In the box.
Come on, Emma.
Oh, I finally made it. I didn't have it.
Yes!
All right.
She's breaking her streak.
Did you make any sort of success?
Just a regular success.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ow.
Everything's fine. You wake up. You're back in the basement. You feel sick. Mm-hmm. Sort of like nauseous. Mm-hmm. Nauseous.
I like scramble away from I can feel someone holding me, and I don't quite register who it is,
Right.
so I just like push and scramble away, just like, okay, find a corner. Not gonna throw up, not gonna throw up, not gonna throw up.
That's when you learn the sign for throwing up.
Right. Okay. I turn to the.
I don't speak very good sign language, but I do know that one.
So you've scrambled into a corner. He's
Just
in
sort
the
of
other
like-
corner.
Yeah, you
In
got
that corner,
a tough psychology
make me
roll on you.
You both down there still there. Make me a spot hidden roll.
No.
Nope.
Everything's fine.
Everything's great. Can I
Yeah,
inspire
let's-
that?
yeah.
I mean, we have
Who's got the
Yes.
highest?
Yeah, that's good.
What is your spot hidden?
58.
Yeah, we'll inspire yours.
All right.
All right.
50.
Boom.
Yes.
All right. When she scrambles away, like the light bulb, which is naked, there's no hood on it or anything. The light bulb like goes like this a little and lights parts of the room that weren't showing up in the dark. Mm-hmm. And over by where she scrambled, you see a table, and on the table are mason jars, and next to the table is a stone tub of some sort, like a coal hanger or something.
Interesting. Are you all right, Alexander?
Saw stuff.
But
Okay.
You're back.
Okay. Apparently so.
I look at the man. What is he still just like
Miles.
holding
He's
Miles?
freaking out, like between the noise upstairs and like he's just like he's like in the fetal position.
Okay. Well, we might have a moment, and I point out that stone thing that's near you. What is this?
Can I have a look at it?
Sure.
I could kind of grab the table and pull myself up.
So again, the light is not very good here, and the only one of you with a flashlight is currently bleeding.
Right.
But it is like a stone tub. It almost looks like a well that has a bottom to it or something.
Okay.
But it's not a well, but that's like sort of the shape of it. And it has a metal lid on top, a heavy metal lid. And it appears the lid is locked.
What sort of a lock is it?
Like a very simple padlock.
I look at it, and then I look over at Miles, still trying to catch my breath from what I saw.
He's not paying you any attention.
Do we need to see inside here?
I think it might be useful if we knew what was inside.
All
There
right.
might be a reason why he's painting all these things.
Oh, there's a lot of reasons, I'm sure. That was. And I like look at my skin to see if I picked up any like char marks or anything. Right. Well, I'm gonna do
She
a
actually chart?
No.
No. Okay.
do a lock picking.
Okay. You can assist her because you know some locksmithing
Your lock picking's
stuff.
better than mine if you want to take it on. I think.
Do you have dynamite?
Whoever's got the better one.
I have 21.
I have 10.
You can't smuggle guns into the UK, but dynamite. All right, so make your roll. If you assist her,
Yeah.
she gets a.
I am assisting you.
Okay, well, you make the roll.
Okay.
So if she does this, you get advantage.
I got 35 out of 10.
Okay, so.
Wasn't a fumble.
Nope.
Okay, so you're going to get it open. It's just going to take a little while.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't critically fail it.
Yeah.
all right, so while you're doing that,
70.
we come back up here. So you just when you
Lost
hung up
my
the
shit.
phone, are you going
Yeah.
back to him?
Yes.
She whispers into my ear, "Do you have dynamite?"
No, I don't. That was out of
Make me a spot hidden roll. You have a
Dynamite.
You have a disadvantage die because
Okay.
all you really are looking at is the needle.
Both 87.
All right.
Wow.
And I
So,
make it. No, I'm just kidding.
so a split second too late, you see the frying pan raise over
Oh, there
Emma's
it
head,
is. Yep.
and pang! Make me a con roll.
Yep.
Oh.
At least your
not hitting
con's
me.
good.
Yeah.
Your back
Well, because
isn't
you've
hurt.
already stabbed that. So, yep, not quite a hard success, but yeah, it's.
All right.
I definitely make it.
Whew. You take 5 points of damage, and
Wow.
like your vision gets those weird swimmy things,
Yep.
but you do not go unconscious.
Okay.
You, so your back is turned.
Yeah.
You get hit. You see lovely, happy little Bertha.
I'm still not convinced she's a bad person.
What?
Well,
I'm about
now
to.
you are.
I'm about to.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
You just saw
she
it.
like as she hit her with the frying pan, she opens her mouth and her teeth are crocodile sharp, and a tongue like flicks out like. And that's where we're going to end it for this week. We will start with some initiatives next session. I think it's going to go well.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Thanks so much, everybody, again, for our incredible community. How many are we putting in the BOI there?
The boy. So we have four.
I have too much respect for Jerry Lewis, to the artist.
We're putting 4 in.
Nice. That's great. We have some made-up threshold that will get you something. I don't know what it is. Thomas
Yeah.
takes care of all that stuff.
The threshold is 25 for a book drawing.
And where we are
you
at,
go.
I have no idea.
Let's see what's. Oh wow, there's a lot in
I
here.
don't know.
There's a lot in there. I'm totally
was-
sorry. That camera.
There was 12 in there when we started.
Which
Well,
means
there
there
you
are
go.
16 now.
16. We were a
that's
little bit
That math,
closer.
that math checks out.
Yep.
Yep.
Again, thank you for your likes, your subscribes, everything. Thank you for the chat and our awesome moderators, the
Yes.
Hefner and the
Yeah.
Baroness.
Yeah.
Both articles, I like it. Both grammatically correct. It's not a Hefner, it's the
It
Hefner.
has to be the Hefner, obviously.
And we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.